What a Friday night. Dear me. What a Friday night of footy. Gee whiz, that was a great game between the Raiders and the Storm, and hopefully this one can emulate it. Hey guys, how you going? So down BKRsport, we are live for the Redcliffe Dolphins versus the Penrith Panthers. We've just seen the Storm lose 5 in a row. Are we about to see the Panthers lose 2 in a row, which would be a surprise? I don't know about that one, but they are running out to the field right now. Haven't had too much time at all to switch it around, so let's quickly run through these two-team lineups here. Obviously, guys, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, let's smash it. So Dolphins in 12th position, Panthers in 1st position. This is at TIO Stadium in Darwin. This is a big game in Darwin today, not in Redcliffe. Now, the answer to the Dolphins, Oren Keeley. The out is Kurt Donahue, with the wingers being fullback being Hamisa Tapuaiwhānao, wingers of Jermaine Sarko and Selwyn Cobo, centers of Jake Averillo and Herbie Farnworth. The 5'8" is Cody Nicarima, with the halfback being Asai Katoa, who is the captain. Then you go to the front row forwards of Tom Gilbert and Francis Molo. Number 9 is Max Plath. Back row is Keneli Lemielu and Kalukafi Fuiaki, with Morgan Knowles as the 13. Interchange of Felice Kafusi, Bradley Schneider, Thomas Flegler, Ray Stone, Oren Keeley and Trey Fuller, with the coach being Christian Wolfe. Panthers on the other side, Dolphins are running onto the field now. Their ins are Kalani Going and Sione Fanua, with the outs being Casey McLean and Liam Martin. The fullback is Dylan Edwards, with the wingers being Thomas Jenkins and Brian To'o. Centers are Paul Alamotti and Isaac Tungo. The 5'8" is Blaze Talangi, the halfback Nathan Cleary, who was the captain. Then you got the front row forwards of Moses Leota and Lindsay Smith. The number 9 is Mitch Kenny. Back row of Isaiah Papali'i and Luke Garner. Number 13 is Isaiah Yo, with the interchange being Jack Cogger, Scott Sorensen, Kalani Going, Billy Phillips, Sione Fanua, Freddie Lussick, and the coach being Ivan Cleary. My tip of today, as the Dolphins are getting out onto the field, I am taking the Panthers. I do think that last week was a slight little hiccup for them, but the Dolphins have been very, very far from convincing so far this season, and it would need to take an absolute miraculous performance from them here today to really turn it around against a team that is looking to bounce back after a loss to the Bulldogs last week. So I will take the Panthers here, and I do get a vibe that they could win this game 13+, but the Dolphins, if they turn up with their high attack and footy, if they can improve on their defense, then they'll make a game of it. But this Panthers team is just the worst team for the Dolphins to be coming up against, even though they had the bye last week. It's the worst team that you would be looking to come up against after the start of the season that you've had. But very, very quickly here, in regards to the ladder, Panthers win. Obviously, they stay in first. The Panthers lose. The Tigers, they beat the Broncos, would go into first position. But the Panthers' points differential is so much better than the Warriors that they will not be dropping past second position. So it's either first or second for the Panthers. On the other side, the Dolphins, they're in 12th position. If they are to lose this game here today, they would have to lose by a lot to go below the Raiders. And that's about it. So you would go into, to be fair, if the Titans won and you lost, then you would go below the Titans. So you could actually go into the bottom 4 this week, but you're more so just looking towards the 13th spot there if you were to lose. Dolphins, they've kicked this ball off, and the Panthers will receive the ball. Moses Leota off the back fence, and he's going to run that ball strong to the 10 on first tackle. But if the Dolphins were to win this game, they would go equal with the Warriors in 3rd all the way down to the Roosters in 10th. Their points differential is minus 26 though, so they would need to win by quite a little bit to put themselves into a good range there. But ultimately, they would be equal with a lot of teams in that top 8. But third tackle of the Panthers, they're at the 20, and it's Lindsay Smith who brings it out of the 30. Can't really do too much of a preview here for this game, guys, because we just come from the last one. But hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. We'll get into the chat, and let me update this live score so that we do have the score pumping along. Junior says, Cleary going to make that chin work. Okay, interesting comment. But the Panthers will kick it away, and Hamiso will grab this ball at the 15, and he'll bring it out. And let me just refresh this live score. And there we go. The live score is refresh, and we're all moving along. Do expect a big bounce back from the Pars, but Dolphins do turn up at the most random times. They do turn up at the most random times, but you'd be pretty confident in the Panthers to bounce back from what was a really poor last week, where the ball just kept hitting the grass and they just looked really sloppy against the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs looked really good as well, which was so different to what they'd shown so far this season. 4th tackle for the Dolphins. They're at the 45, 5th tackle at the 50. Buck says Finns could be on. On what basis would you suggest that, though, from what you've seen so far? Scott with the $2 donation. Get around you, Scotty. Appreciate you for the donos. I had under 49.5. That was a sweat. Hope Jay's okay. Get around it. Thanks for the dono, Scotty. So first tackle now for the Panthers, and they will be at the 20. I think what saved you there is the Raiders going for the 2 rather than going for the try. And also that was called a no try for the Canberra Raiders really late on in that game too. But Paul Alamotti, he'll bring this ball to the 40 now on third tackle. Bill's Family Life says, have Jenkins and Tunga to try it. Jeez, how good's Thomas Jenkins this year, man? He's been unbelievable to watch. We are expecting a little bit of rain later on, so it must be really humid there. Does anyone know what the heat is like currently in Darwin? Missed the last few minutes. Did Raiders gold out? Oh, Brenton, it was insane the last few minutes. The Raiders ended up holding out in the game, but geez, they did not make it easy for themselves. Knocked back here for the Panthers. Nathan Cleary picks it up and gets smacked in the tackle. Nathan Cleary knock on. And that's a good hit there from Selwyn Cobbo. He's not had a good year at all for the Dolphins, but that is a good hit from him. They just says 90% humidity. Yikes, man. Yikes. How wild would it be, though, to see the Storm on a 5-game losing streak and then into the Panthers losing 2 games in a row? That would be pretty wild to see, dude. If the kicker care doesn't turn up defensively, this could be a big score. 100%. But knock on there from the Dolphins, and the Panthers are going to get the ball to 45. Huge hit from Isaiah Papali'i. Oh, and look at him get into him. He's getting into Francis Molo there as well. Big Homie Dave says, Bellamy out. You're a muppet. But it's tough times in Melbourne. Tough times in Melbourne. Keep the tries coming, Jenkins. Bill's Family Life says 90%, that's like Bali. Yeah, well, like I'm in Thailand right now. I'm in Bangkok, and it is belting. It is belting today. I'm sure that'd be... I haven't been to Indonesia yet. I'm probably going to go there some point this year. But I'll be certain it's pretty similar. So the Panthers now will bring this ball to the 40 through Brian To'o, who hasn't had an insane season so far because they've just not had to go down his side. They love the left-hand side with Thomas Jenkins instead. Isaiah Yeo, he'll bring this ball to the 28 on second tackle. And 6 again. They go out to the right to Dylan Edwards. Edwards underneath to Garner. So first tackle with the Panthers, 25 metres out. Big Homie Dave says, how was the Waterfest for Mr. Streamer? Dude, it was insane, man. It was one of the most insane things I've ever done, Songkran. Just insane. I recommend anybody and everybody to do that once in their life, no matter how old you are. Isaiah Yeo, short ball to Lindsay Smith, and Lindsay Smith is third tackle, 2 metres away here from the line for the Panthers. If they score early here, it's going to get scary for the Dolphins. They go quickly from dummy half, but Mitch Kenny will be short, 1 metre out. 1 metre out. Lindsay Smith gets it out to Nathan Cleary, 6 again for the Panthers. 6 again, Dolphins. You can't be continuously giving away these set restarts, especially in a heavy humidity game like today. Mitch Kenny, Moses Leota, Nathan Cleary, off to Isaiah Yeo, short ball, Blaze Salongi, that's a knock-on from the Dolphins, and it's going to be Panthers ball here at the 10. Panthers ball back at the 10. Was there any... Okay. Seb Watson says, might be different with McLean not playing. It may be, yeah, it may be different. He's been really good this year. Right now, again, my daily contenders of the year are definitely Simi Sasungi and Case McLean. But the Panthers, they're looking strong right now in regards to holding the ball in this first 6 minutes comparatively to that game against the Dogs. Dylan Edwards, good run here. He'll be 5 metres out from the line. First tackle will take a mountain for the Dolphins to defend right now, and they're not known for good defence. Moses Leota, he is 4 metres out from the line. 4 metres out, second tackle. Mitch Kenny, Nathan Cleary. Cleary needs to have a much better game this week as well. And Blaze Salongi needs to turn up. I haven't really rated him too much this season, regardless of their win streak for the Panthers. I haven't really rated Blaze Salongi a whole heap. But comes out the back, and lucky it wasn't a knock-on. Isaiah Yeo gets away from a tackle, and he'll be 4 tackle at the 8. Dolphins are doing pretty well to defend as we currently speak. Mitch Kenny, Nathan Cleary at the back to Edwards, and Edwards gets smashed at the 10. That's going to be 5th tackle now for the Panthers, 10 metres away from the line. They go to the right. Nathan Cleary, Alamotti knock on. Panthers, I'm surprised. Like, Dolphins come in with some pretty heavy hitting defence in this game so far. And Cleary's not looking really on in regards to the first 7 minutes. Like, the Panthers have had all the possession and they've had all the ball, the field position, but Dolphins have been locking them down pretty well. Just complete the set here, though. Just complete the set. So second tackle here for the Dolphins. They'll be taken back to the 15. I mean, this defensive difference between Tunga and McLean is quite a big gap, to be fair. We haven't had to see the Panthers defend too much just yet, but they've locked them down in their own 20 on third tackle. This is very typical. They just suffocate you in your own 20, and they just don't give you much room at all. The Dolphins bring it out to the 30 now on 4 tackle. Penrith looking a bit stagnant. Again, though, I'm not going to take away from the Dolphins' defense. They were pretty heavy hitting just then, which is not something you usually say with them. Even though there's been better defense from the Dolphins this year than last year, it's just their attack has really regressed compared to what we saw last year, and even in round one. In the game against the Sharks, it took a while to open up, and then they were able to attack again. It's like they earned their attack through defense, which is what you have to do, which is what the Panthers do usually. But they've also just been so inconsistent this year, the Dolphins. They've been more consistently really poor than great. The Panthers, Isaac Tungo to the 45 on third tackle. Dylan Edwards gets it into the attacking half, and his Ipapali'i nearly breaks through. He'll be 42 metres away here from the line. My days, I think I jinxed them before the game, so I don't know what you're talking about. Blaze Salongi now will be at the 30 on fit tackle. Milky might get sunburn under those lights. So Nathan Cleary puts that one up into the air. Good chase from the Panthers. Alamotti, drop ball from Selwyn Cobbo, but goes backwards, and Hamiso will get taken down at the 9. Now, we want to see you get a good set going here, because although you've done well defensively, you need to make some meters, and they'll be second tackle at the 15. Right now, the Panthers are just doing what they do best, and that's just suffocate you in your own 20. And it'll be third tackle, and they're still only at their 17. 8.5 minutes in. Dude, could you imagine the Titans beat the Wars tomorrow and you see the Storm third last? That's wild. Fourth tackle for the Dolphins. And now they'll be at the 33 on fit tackle. Just suffocation at its best right now, Panthers defensively. And it'll come down for Brian Toto at the 15. I really want to see more out of Brian Toto this year, man. He's going to get smashed as well at the 25. I want to see more out of him. They've got to use him more. You know, he's one of the best wingers. He'll go down as one of the best wingers of all time, but he's having a real struggle of a year. I need Jaggers to score a hat-trick, and I also need Hammer Avarillo is Ipapali'i any time. Yeah, well, you've got about 3 million try scorers, and we're talking about a Dolphins team that has regressed on attack, and a Panthers team that looked rough on attack last week, and a game that's more heavily focused on defense. The Dolphins are trying to adjust their style to a more defensive unit, and the Panthers are a heavy defensive unit. Yodo is away, gets the ball to Nathan Cleary. Nathan Cleary slips over at the 10 on fourth tackle. Jeez, that was nearly about to be a try for the Panthers, Nathan Cleary, but it does not go down. They go to Blaze Talungi. Talungi kicks his ball through. Really, really silly, but it will actually end up being a dropout. Okay. It will actually be a dropout here. Okay, so it ends up being decent there from Blaze Salongi. It didn't look great, but wow. So 10 minutes gone here, 30 minutes to go the first half. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. If Nathan Cleary doesn't slip over there, oh, well, Hamisa probably has him covered regardless. Melbourne not making the top 8 was not my 2026 bingo card. There's still 20 rounds to go, man, but right now it's definitely not looking likely because they will lose players to Origin too. So Sakatoa goes short, but not short enough. It's going to be Brian Toto who grabs the ball here at the 20. Sebon says, what's with everyone having 93 try scorers in a game? Yeah, it's really odd. Everyone just... Well, but the games are really high scoring, but like there's just so many correct predictions that you need. Nathan Cleary, Lindsay Smith is Ipapali'i, and they're 5 meters out from the line on third tackle. I just don't know if this would have been the confident game to do something like that. Mitch Kenny, Nathan Cleary, off to Jenkins. Jenkins taken down to the 5. This is resilient defense from the Dolphins. It is good. Short ball is Ipapali'i, and it's a knock on. I'm telling you, like the Panthers aren't playing spectacularly on attack. They're playing spectacularly on defense, but the Dolphins are defending really well in this first 10 minutes. First tackle at the 15. Big Homie Davis says, Penrith looking dominant yet clunky. It's actually weird to watch. I agree with you. Yeah, they do look dominant yet clunky. It's a great way to put it. 91% of this game has been in the Dolphins side of the field. 91% of it. Finns bring the boom. Not usually they don't, but today so far they have. 4 tackle to the 45. They might actually finally get 1 tackle in the opposition half. They have not been tackled in the opposition half yet in this game. And finally, you get your first tackle in the Panthers half in the game. So Rabbits, Dolphins, and the West Tigers for the Storm. Well, there you go. So they kick this ball up, and the Panthers will lose it backwards. And, Garner, he's caught the ball. Are they going to say knock on, are they? Oh, no, they said it's fine. So Panthers ball at the 20, knock on Dolphins, so 0 tackle. Well, hopefully this turns into a cracker. I wasn't expecting it, but hopefully it does. All the games have been upset so far. Yeah, last night for me wasn't really an upset. The last game for mine also wasn't really an upset. I think both the first two games were 50-50s, and the bookies just got it slightly wrong. I think both those games should have been $1.90 apiece. This game, though, would be a clear upset. Isaiah Yeo, Nathan Cleary, clear out to Edwards. Edwards out to Paul Alamotti. Alamotti gets his ball to the 35 on third tackle. It is so weird to watch because they are dominating the Dolphins without doing anything. Dylan Edwards and Nathan Cleary go straight through the line, straight through, back underneath Dylan Edwards, and there it is. There's the try for the Panthers. Nathan Cleary with some brilliance. He gets the line break, and then he gets the try assist. Dylan Edwards scored under the post, and it's about to be 6-0 to Penrith. Blake, as a Panthers fan, have you been worried about this first 13 minutes? Even though it's only been 13 minutes, but have you been worried about what you've been saying this first 13? Again, they have been dominating this game. And they've been threatening this. I'm just surprised it took them this long. And I'm also, I was really, that's a great ball. By the way, really impressive that Moses Leota doesn't knock that ball on. Because he's right in the middle of Nathan Cleary and Isaiah Yeo, and he doesn't have eyes on Isaiah Yeo there. So when that ball comes back onto the inside there, he could have easily, as a prop as well, just put his hand out to reach the ball, even though the ball wasn't actually meant for him. It was meant for Dylan Edwards coming through. So it could have easily turned into a knock-on just now, but it was really smart there for Moses Leota not to make a play at that, allow Edwards to catch it, and then they score underneath the post. That was so dicey to being a completely horrific play, but it worked out. It worked out regardless. All that ball inside the 20 soon enough pays off. It was going to come. It's just been a really strange start here. Really strange. I captain Nathan Clear on Supercoach this week too. Jim Masters, when a team throws in way too much too quickly, like the Dolphins defense, they're trying too hard, they'll just burn out more quick. It's about pacing. Valid conversation too. And Nathan Cleary puts it through. So 6-0 to the Panthers. He's been so close to scoring 2 tries himself here today, so it looks like Nathan Cleary is going to be on, even though it's been weird with their attack too. Dylan Edwards is playing really well this year. Comparatively to last year, yeah. He had a really rough year last year where his form was just so disappointing, and especially in second halves, he would consistently knock the ball on in second halves himself, and sometimes it'd be a couple of times too, and it'd be at the worst time of the game, at the worst time when they're gathering some momentum or they're just leading, and then he'll knock the ball on and then the other team will score and they go on to win the game kind of deal. It was a very common theme for Dylan Edwards in the back half of last year. So it's been really good to see that he's returned to form, and he's just going to walk back into that New South Wales fullback position. He will. Because last year was a rough year for him. Moses Leota, he'll get this ball to the 15 on first tackle. Well, is that the floodgates opening? Is it the floodgates opening? Paul Alamotti. And as Jimma said, how long can the Dolphins maintain this strict form of heavy emphasis defense? And again, the Panthers have not allowed the Dolphins. They've had one tackle in the Panthers 50 in the first 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Luke Garner to the 20 on 4 tackle. And that's the thing, despite last week, I still just don't see anyone beating Panthers at the crunch. Dylan Edwards at the 50. GTR says, I got Dylan for first try. Beauty. Good stuff, man. Can't wait for the 10%. So they kick that ball up, and the Dolphins are going to grab this ball here at the 10. Selwyn Cobbo takes it out to the 15. Now let's see if he can get into the attacking half. 1 tackle in the first 15 in the attacking half. At the 18, Hamisa, good line defense for the Panthers, and they keep him at the 22 on second tackle. Only 3 metres there. Max Platt to Jermaine Asako, and he'll be at the 30. That's some good post contact, though. Third tackle. Look how constricting it is, man. Avarillo, 6 again. That's huge. Okay, that was really needed for the Dolphins. Massive 6 again there. KJ Sports says, who do you think plays fullback for Queensland come Origin time? Well, how long is Reece Walsh out for? And is Kalen Ponga still retired from Origin? Well, I don't even know if he retired from Origin. He just said he was taking... Did he say he was taking a break, or did he say he was retired from Origin? I can't remember. But how long is Reece Walsh out for? Because if he's fit, they'll take him still. So 4 to 6 weeks from now, or is that from when it originally happened, which was about 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? So if it's from now, well, that will be just prior to Origin. 1. Hamiso puts that ball up into the corner, but no one really chasing it. And Edwards, he'll flip. Risky pass to Brian Tot. Oh, and Brian Tot was going to break out of the left-hand side. He's going to be away here. He's going to be away. He gets away from one tackle and then pushes it to the... It's a one-on-one strip, but it's gone backwards. That's going to be 6 again here with the Panthers anyway. And Tom Jenkins will get this ball to the 30. KP back for round 2. Oh, that's right. Yeah, KP's also injured. Well, if Reece Walsh is fit, they'll take Reece Walsh. But I don't even know if Callum Ponga still is... I don't think he's put his name into the ring, has he? Take Dunny Guts a week to paint his nails. Of Lindsay Smith. He'll get his ball to the 50 on third tackle. Probably Walsh, if not Ponga, should be back. Yeah, but again, Ponga took himself out of Origin eligibility. But I don't know if he's put his name back into the ring yet. He might have. He probably has. I'm unaware. Fourth tackle now at the 35. And Mitch Kenny gives it to Nathan Cleary. Cleary back onto the inside of Leota. Mitch Kenny runs it himself. No one following him up, though. And he's complaining about something here, Kenny. God bless him. I think he's been twisted in the tackle. I don't think there's a bad tackle. I don't think it's a bad tackle for a penalty or anything, but he has just awkwardly fallen in this tackle. Walsh recording himself pretending to help push a car as Pete Dunny guns. So let's look at this tackle again. Oh, he has come down to the back of his legs there, but I just don't think there should be a penalty. Like, what can you ask of Cody Nikorima to do here? Like, he has come down in the back of his legs there, which has twisted his ankle. But again, what do you want the player to do? I really don't think there should be a penalty. It's a normal tackle to kill, but the technicality... He's on report penalty. I knew it. I knew it was coming. I don't know what Nikorima is meant to do there. I don't get it. I feel like that really lacks common sense in regards to what the rule is actually meant for. And I think it has come down to the injury for Mitch Kenny, which is unfortunate, but I just don't think that tackle that Nikorima just made should be penalised. And it's super unfortunate, and God bless Mitch Kenny. And he's come off the field here, but it's just really harsh to see. Oh, he's really twisted his ankle, though. It's just the severity of the injury. So Lussick comes on here for Mitch Kenny, and he's in the bin. Wow. So not only is it a penalty, but it's also a sin bin for Cody Nikorima. Okay, well, the Panthers might just pump you now. Most tackles players are moving forward in contact, and the defender gets dragged and gets penalised for it. Doesn't make sense. Well, not only is it a penalty, but it's a sin bin for Cody Nikorima. Damn, that is... Like, they have made it clear, the NRL, but also I just feel like that is such a harsh call for that tackle, dude. And Moses Leota, he'll be at the 13. If I'm the coach, if I'm Christian Wolf, I wouldn't even rip into him for it. I'd say that's super unfortunate, man. So Lindsay Smith is 9 metres out. And they'll roll it back to Lussick. Lussick to Nathan Cleary. Cleary short ball to his eye, Papali'i. And Papali'i is going to be 10 metres away here from the line. Just make tackling illegal at this point. They kind of are, mate. They go to Nathan Cleary. Off to his eye, Yo. Short ball to Moses Leota. And he'll be 7 metres away from the line for tackle. Well, Dolphins will do well to hold him out here. 6 again. They'll do extremely well to hold out this Panthers team with a man down. 3 metres out here from the line for the Panthers. They roll it back to Lussick. Lussick across to Nathan Cleary. Cleary kicks his ball through to... Oh, Hamiso knocks it dead for a dropout. I thought that was going to be too easy just then, but he does knock it dead for a dropout. And, wow, Cleary's already on 44 points on Supercoach. Yeah, it's actually wild. What can you do about that? It's what players have been defending for years. Nikhil says, let's just hope this game doesn't turn to touch in another decade. It is on its way. It's on its way. Oh, drinks break is about to be coming, and the next stoppage, because of the humidity, they do have a drinks break every 20 minutes. That's not going to go 10. And, well, that's a penalty. Well, that's a penalty. Selwyn Cobbo has caught the ball. That didn't go 10, and Selwyn Cobbo caught the ball, unless you're saying that he touched it while he was out. But at the end of the day, okay, anyway, that's a penalty, no? Pulamotti is going to be 5 metres away here from the line. First tackle. Not that it really impacts anything, but it would have been from right in front. They give it to Moses Leota. Leota, Nathan Cleary. He steps away from one tackle. He gets the off-white away to Blaze Talangi. And Talangi is going to be 13 metres out. They go quickly. Lussick, Lindsay Smith, back to Talangi. Out to Isaiah Papali'i. Isaiah Papali'i will be 3 metres away here from the line. Third tackle. 20 minutes gone here, guys. 20 minutes to go at the first half. Hit that like button and subscribe if you're new around here. Freddie Lussick out to Nathan Cleary. Clear underneath to Blaze Talangi. Try time for Blaze Talangi. And they will not be able to hold him out. And it is 10-0 here with a kick to come. And another try assist for Nathan Cleary, mind you. I hope you captained him on Supercoach. I hope you did, because he is looking on fire right now. Cobo looks lost at the fins. He does, but he had a really good play before when he made a huge tackle. But that's kind of his highlight of this year so far. It's been a rough year for him at the Dolphins. They're losing Jermaine Sarko next year, however. So Selwyn Cobo obviously is their future plans. But that's too easy there for Blaze Talangi. The Dolphins' defense doesn't come up quick enough, and Cleary finds the inside pass, and Talangi just pushes over. Pretty easy one, too. Pretty easy one. Time for that water break. Really does look awfully humid there in Darwin. Again, they said it was 90%, which is huge. But, yeah, the water break will come after this conversion kick from Nathan Cleary. How long is it? It's something like a minute, isn't it? I don't think it's too much. But unfortunately, this one is looking like it is on the trajectory of a blowout here, ladies and gentlemen. Especially considering the Dolphins still have about 7 or 8 minutes left in the bin. Maybe 7. Blaze backing up in that play like his fullback days. That was just a really easy try. Really easy. The Dolphins don't want to lose this by a lot, man. They've already got a minus 26 points differential. They're about to go down by 12. Let's just see if Cleary gets it first. 85% conversion rate. He should get... Oh, it's a 2-minute break, by the way, for the drinks break, which will give us time to quickly go through the ladder. But Nathan Cleary will get the conversion. So it is 12-0 right over the black dot. 12-0 to the Panthers. That is a drinks break. Drinks break for about 2 minutes. So in regards to the ladder, the Dolphins will now currently be on minus 38, which means, well, they would still need to lose by another 30 points to go. No, sorry, they'd need to lose by about 26 more points to go below the Raiders. And then they've just got to hope the Titans don't beat the Waz tomorrow, because otherwise they will be going into the bottom 4. Because the Titans' points differential is actually already currently better than the Dolphins. It's just that they've had their bye. The Titans and Dolphins have won the same amount of games. Oh, what'd they just say? I think they're saying Mitch Kenny is... What did they say about Mitch Kenny? A fractured leg, yikes. Honestly, this is a really close game. I'm sitting close to the TV watching this game. Yeah, really close, Andre. No, it's looking down to the wire. Big Gummy Dave says, Cowboys should be upgraded from fraud to full-on scam alert after yesterday's atrocious showing. No, because like they're on the precipice of jumping off this very soon too. So Mitch Kenny suspected fractured leg. That's brutal. But see, Blake, I ask you as a Panthers fan, who obviously is the direct impact of that tackle, do you believe that it should be a sin bin based off of what you saw? Ignore the severity of the injury, because it's not meant to be about the severity of the injury, and try to look at it from just a tackle perspective. Do you believe that should have been a bin? And that's why I ask a Panthers fan, because you may have a different perspective than others. But again, try to remove the injury perspective out of it. 6 minutes to go, still the bin. No, it's just harsh. You can't let Kenny go, yeah. And it's just really harsh that we've seen such an injury from it as well. And that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to take away from the injury of Mitch Kenny. That's brutal, and it's a huge contextual loss for the Panthers, because he's a big player and they're number 9, so underrated. But I just feel like the reason why he's been binned is due to the severity of the injury. Cowboys should be upgraded from... I've read that. Just go to the airport at half, Dolphins. Don't bother with these cheaters. Why the Panthers cheaters? What have the Panthers done to be called cheaters here? That's random. So Moses Leota, he'll get this ball to the 5. We're back underway after the drinks break. Paul Adamotti brings it out to the 10 on second tackle. Royal Grand Majesty says, I was hoping last week's Panthers show up again. Seems like they've learned how to make basic passes and defend again. Yeah, last week was a one-off, man. That's why I kept saying, even last week, I still have the Panthers to win the competition, man. The Dolphins, they're not a spectacular team this year. They're actually lucky to be on 2 wins too, because they were down 14-0 to the Titans before the Titans cocked it up themselves. Dylan Edwards will beat the 35. Looks like I'm getting a haircut in 4 weeks. That's true, Daz. Nathan Cleary puts that ball down to the 20, so at least the Dolphins are going to get their second tackle on the Panthers half. It's only going to take them 23 minutes to get it. They've still got that man to bin for the next 5, though. Anyone else, that wasn't even a penalty. Yeah, but the thing is that why you call it, that's a bad pass, but it's all right. Dolphins will get this ball to the halfway point, third tackle. But why are you blaming the Panthers for the call? It's the referee's call. It's the official's call. If you have a problem with it, then you complain about the referees. Why are the Panthers cheaters? Because that's 6 again here for the Dolphins at 35. Why are the Panthers being called cheaters when they're not the ones making the call? It's just like if the Roosters get a beneficial call that the rest of the competition disagrees with, well, would you accept being called the Roosters as cheaters? No, you would say, well, it's not our decision to make. So it's the officials that you should be disagreeing with, not the Penrith. Oh, that's going to be obstruction, maybe. Herbie Farnworth is 5 metres out from the line, third tackle. I think they're grateful they didn't actually score. 6 again here. Yep, 6 again for the Dolphins. They're 10 metres out. They're probably... Oh, and then they lose the ball. Isaiah Papali'i gets the ball, Blaze Salongi now, and that is just terrific. You had a 6 again. It was first tackle, and then you knocked the ball on. Wowee. And great run here from Isaac Tungo. First tackle to the 40. Don't give away a penalty or a 6 again. It usually happens after a team does something ridiculous like that. Second tackle for the Panthers at the 50. Especially with a man down right now. Scotty Sorensen, huge run to the 35 on third tackle. Mose Leota comes off the field here for the Panthers. Nathan Cleary, he'll run this ball himself into the line. Gives it off to Isaiah Yeo with a great offload. He's still going here. He's 15 metres out for tackle. I'm half expecting them to score 50 tonight. You're getting timed out for referring to the 50 bomb. Because it's not 50-30 yet. Bounce is beautiful, but it'll be a dropout coming up from the Dolphins to the Panthers. Nikhil, you spoke about the 50 before the 50-30 was hit. Nikhil, we're going to see you in 5 minutes. The champion. Dasmate says, oh, that's right, Panthers fan sins. Mate, you've always been a Panthers fan. Just without the always part. Just without the always part there, son. So were you a Panthers fan last week then, Daz? 3 dropouts for the Dolphins, 0 for the Panthers, which means the Panthers are receiving those 3, by the way. So the Panthers are at the 20. Brian To'o rolls back to Nathan Cleary and Luke Garner. He'll be 10 metres out. The Dolphins still down a man for another 3 minutes here. And the Panthers have a fresh set, 10 metres away. Second tackle, Garner. Nathan Cleary goes at himself. He'll be 4 metres out from the line. They go quickly, short side. Oh, 1 metre out. That was good scramble defense from the Dolphins. 4 tackle, short, quick play. I think they might have scored. They're going to check this. I think Lussick has scored this try. Adam G's going to go up as a no try, but I think Lussick may have scored this. Want to see if he loses possession. And if there's a strip in the act of scoring. But they're allowed to strip it in the act of scoring. They are allowed to strip in the act of scoring, but Freddie Lussick is saying that he gets it, but he doesn't look super confident. Well, I would argue that he's offside there from Tom Gilbert, but they're not going to even call that. I would have argued that he's not square, and he's offside. He's definitely not square. And Farnworth's body is underneath it there. He's still got the ball in his hands, but Farnworth has got his left arm around it, left hand around it. He's still got it. No, he's lost the ball there. He's lost the ball there. That's just a knock on. Farnworth is trying to get the ball out, but I don't think this is a strip unless the left hand shows it maybe. The left hand underneath it. I think he's just lost the ball. Yeah, he's lost it. No, it is just a lost ball. No, good call. It's going to be a no try here. He is a bit of a fibber there, Nath. He is a bit of a fibber. He said he got it originally, but then you could see that he wasn't super confident when it went up afterwards. I lose Kenny but get Lussick. What's with these Panthers cheat codes? Well, it didn't end up working out for him this time. BKB says, to quote the great Andrew Ross from last night, the Dolphins are playing like they've got fins for hands. Did he say that last night, did he? Selwyn Cobbo will get this ball to the 40. Did he actually say that? Why did he speak about it? What was the reference last night with Cowboys Manly and bringing up the Dolphins? So 6 again now for the Dolphins, and they'll be inside the attack and half. First tackle at the 45. Out to the right, Sakatoa, Hamiso, then to Avarillo. And Avarillo might get taken on the sideline here. He might get, no, will be a little bit short of it. Second tackle. I'm surprised that they didn't penalise the Dolphins for Tom Gilbert not being square at marker, though. Still a minute and a half left of the Nicarima sin bin. They'll get probably one more pretty strong set. Unless they give away another 6 again, they'll get a really strong set still. Oh, that's going to be a knock-on here from the Panthers. Nathan Cleary knocks that ball on to prevent a try coming down that left-hand edge. Oh my goodness me. Nathan Cleary is already on 86 points on Supercoach. Already. Crazy scenes. Cowboys couldn't hold the balls. The Voss was referring to them having fins for hands. Oh, okay, so he was just referring to that game specifically. I thought that he was bringing up the Dolphins. I was like, that's random to bring up last night. But at least they're going to be able to get Nicarima back on at the back end of this set. 45 seconds left of his bin. Isai Katoa to Jermaine Asako, and Asako is going to be at the 25 on first tackle. 13 minutes to go here in the first half. They go to the left to Finifuiaki, and Finifuiaki is going to be 10 metres away now on second tackle. He'll roll it off to the left. They go to Isai Katoa. Here we go, Herbie Farmworth. Farmworth taken down to the 3 on third tackle. They roll it and they go out to the right. Drop ball here from the Dolphins. It goes back. They'll be back at the 25 now, though, in Isai Katoa. And Ray Stone's going to bring it to the 15 on fourth tackle. Dolphins, you got to show something here. You're not down here much, so you got to capitalise when you are. Isai Katoa throws the intercept with Isaiah Papali'i, and it's first tackle for the Panthers. Good, and then it's a penalty against Isai Katoa, and that's the penalty that I was talking about before. When you make a mistake like that, you get an absolute rush to the head, and that's what happens. It's a penalty. That's a typical Corey Horsburgh play right there. Dasmo says, Panthers need to hurry up and debut Nick Murphy. That Dylan Edwards kid is not it. Dylan Edwards has been great this season. And penalty for dissent, by the way. And that is Corey Horsburgh all over in Isai Katoa form. So Panthers back into the attack and a half already. First tackle for Isaac Tungo, and he'll be at the 40. Got to defend again. Geez, you're going to be tired in this second half here, Dolphins. My goodness. At least you still only kept it to 12 in the first 30, though. Billy Phillips gives it to Freddie Lussick. Isaiah Yeo off to Scotty Sorensen. And Sorensen brings it inside the attack on 30 on third tackle. Freddie Lussick to Billy Phillips, and Phillips will be at the 23. Very one-dimensional set so far from the Panthers. Not too much spice, which we've been seeing them trying to do a lot more in these last couple of weeks. Didn't work from last week, though. Dylan Edwards. Edwards with a great run here all the way to the 10 on fifth tackle. And Farmworth had to make a big tackle just then. Alamotti to Luke Garner. Garner to Nathan Cleary. Cleary puts that ball up into the air. It's a decent enough kick, but no one really chasing it. That was pathetic there from the Panthers' left-hand edge. Isaac Tungo, you serious? Isaiah Papali'i didn't even make a play at that. They make the tackle at the 5, but I can't believe nobody even played at that. And it'll be second tackle at the 10. 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Guys, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Skeletal says, when a team is playing by different rules, they are the beneficiaries of cheating, therefore cheats. You are absolutely incorrect. The sad part is Penrith don't need the help. You are absolutely incorrect. You cannot claim that the Panthers are the ones cheating when they are being given the calls from the officials. The officials are the ones that you should be complaining about. It's not the Panthers' fault that the officials are having an incorrect call. It's not the Panthers' fault that the officials are making the call. They can use it and they can abuse it, just like your team has done over the years, but it's not the Roosters' fault that they have been given the luxury of being able to use and abuse it. It is not the Panthers' fault for that. A cheating team would be the 2007, 2008, 2009 Melbourne Storm, because they did that on their own merit. You are literally dribbling. I agree with that from Big Homie Dave, it makes absolutely zero sense why you are holding the Panthers accountable for decisions that they're not the ones they're not making the decision themselves. Your team, just like my team, just like every team, will utilise any given opportunity that they possibly can. Blame the officials, not the team. Just like when the Broncos got that beneficial call against the Titans with the forward pass. It wasn't the Broncos' fault that pass got called forward. I don't think the Broncos are cheating. But I had a problem with the officials' call. Big kick there from Cleary, knocked back here from the Panthers. It's going to go back to the 25, and Blaise Lange picks it up. Blaise Lange picks it up. He grabs this ball through. It's a good kick. It's a good kick. It's a good kick. It's a good kick. Oh, I think it's a 7-tackle set. I don't. Yeah, it is. Hamiso nearly touched it, but it won't be. Did I play footy? I was the Cam Smith of my time at Benji's footwork. Where's the proof of the Panthers cheating, though? He's trying to say that because the... Oh, it actually does touch Hamiso there. Oh, his feet were already on the ground. Okay. 0 tackle here for the Dolphins at the 25. Because I'd like to think we all played the great game once in some capacity. Pretty much everyone has at some capacity, just not at an elite level. And the Dolphins' second tackle here will get this ball to the 40. And they go out to the right. Max Plath, Isaiah Katoa, and Katoa beat the 45. Am I completely off the Richter scale here? What's happened to Marshall King, by the way? Am I just completely out of the loop with this? Herbie Farmworth, big run. Herbie Farmworth still going here. Pumps a couple of tacklers off. Gets the offload away. Selwyn Cobbo. Back underneath. And 4 tackle here for Nicarima and the Dolphins at the 13. They go to the right. Max Platt for Sakatoa. Good attack here. Good attack here. Avarillo gives it off to Isako. Isako throws it back on the inside. Intercept by the Panthers. Oh, dearie me. They look so positive until they don't, the Dolphins. The scramble just keeps coming up for the Panthers, though. Sprained his MCL at home or something like that. So how long is he out for? Like a majority of the season? 3rd tackle of the Panthers at the 15. They keep getting so close without actually getting it done. The Dolphins and the Panthers bring it to the 24 now on 4 tackle. Kalani Going comes on for Isaiah Yeo. Yeah, the amount of interceptions I've seen tonight. Yeah, the Dolphins keep throwing the ball to the Panthers. And they'll get this ball to the 33 now on 5th tackle. And here comes Nathan Cleary. Oh, he's going to actually try. He's going to run it here. And then he kicks it late. He's actually been pants there too. A good take there from Selwyn Cobbo, considering that was an awkward kick. And the Dolphins will get good field position now at their own 40. He actually got pants there, Nathan Cleary. Lucky the cameras weren't on it. 2nd tackle at the 45. He's back pretty soon around round 10, I'm pretty sure. Oh, that'll be good for him. 6 again. Panthers have been giving up a lot of... they love a good 6 again, the Panthers. They do give away a lot of them, deliberately too. But... They do love it. They give up a lot of them. Dolphins now at the 33. Kicked it with his butt out. He did. So Max Plath out to Isaiah Katoa. Oh, close to mistake, but it's fine. Herbie Farmworth offloads it to the ground. Lucky that Cleary didn't come up with that. Nearly was another turnover from the Dolphins. But Isaiah Katoa, he'll get crunched down at the 30 now on 3rd tackle. Oh, no, you can't. Sorry, that wasn't against Billy Phillips. I think Isaiah Katoa just fell over there. But anyway, they've called another 6 again here for the Dolphins. 20 metres out from the line. Finafuiaki, he rolls it back. But when you're happy to give him up as much, the referees are going to be, leaning towards calling it more so. It is your own problem. Max Platt, short ball, Sakatoa, Nicarima. He'll get taken out of the 5. The Dolphins are threatening here before the end of the first half, though. They go quickly. Bradley Schneider 2 minutes out from the line, 4 tackle. Out to Isaiah Katoa, across to Hamiso. Hamiso underneath to Jake Avarillo, and good tackle there from Billy Phillips. Locks him down to the 7, 5th tackle. It's good defense from the Panthers, though, considering the Dolphins are throwing a lot at him. Brian Tottle coming across. I think that's a knock on here from Tottle, though. Yeah, it is. So it's going to be Dolphins ball now at the 8. 0 tackle. Yeah, Dolphins put a lot of pressure on, but you got to do something with it. Now it's 1st tackle at the 7. Not much happening on that tackle at all. Bradley Schneider, Cody Nicarima, Herbie Farmworth, Selwyn Cobbo, knock on. You're kidding me. You are shitting me, Selwyn Cobbo. You are shitting me, son. And it'll be 5 minutes to go the first half, and the Panthers will come back up with a ball. Flippers for hands, Jared says. BKB Davis is somewhere over in sunny England. Mary is blushing seeing her boy's booty being broadcast around the real world in real time. It amazes me that you've even thought of that. It amazes me that that's even come through your mind. Adam O'Brien must be in the coach's box. I'm interested to see if the Bulldogs put a score through the Eels like they would be expecting after beating the Panthers last week. I'm interested to see if they're actually in form right now, or that was just like a one-off turn-up to get revenge for last year. Second tackle now for the Panthers up at the 25. National says no wonder the Broncos let him go. It was a good decision by them based off what we've seen. Billy Phillips to the 30 on third tackle. And penalty. They'll say that. That's a high tackle. Remember the hype on Cobbo not too long ago? Cobbo was an amazing prospect coming up through the younger grades. And he was drawing comparisons with Greg Inglis and Latrell Mitchell and these kind of guys. He was drawing big-time comparisons. And unfortunately, he just hasn't been able to kick on with it. But that happens a lot. We see that a lot with players. But with that being said, the Dolphins, they're losing Jermaine Asako next year. So I'm sure that he is in their plans. Because otherwise, what are they doing unless they go into the younger grades? They go to the right, he threw an offload, pull out a Motti. He's going to bring this ball to the 40. Strong run there. Loved the change of pace there in the run too. Well, that's a strip. Oh, they're going to say that was a one-on-one strip. There was a player. Was there not two players in that tackle just then that Herbie Farnworth got that strip? I don't know about that. Interesting. But that will be a 1-1 still there from Herbie Farnworth. He is good for that, but I'm pretty certain I saw two in the tackle just then. Second tackle. However, players are really good at falling away from it when the call does get made from the player who is currently trying to strip. Dolphins' third tackle. They'll be at the 30. That was bullshit. I'm pretty certain there was definitely two players in that tackle, and I would have even argued that the tackle could have been completed. Hamiso, and there's a penalty to the Panthers here. For an obstruction. I liked watching Valens Tefare. Sad he could never be consistent. That is the player that I was about to bring up, Blake. Valens Tefare was one of the ones I'm saying that had a whole heap of touts, but I did hear that he's doing okay in Japanese rugby, but I don't really know. Cobbo was notorious for not training or not training with intensity. The compounding effect of his lack of training is being exposed now that he isn't with us. Well, the Dolphins. Now the Panthers are on the attack. If they score here, this will just be. It might get ugly in the second half. Right now, the Dolphins have done well to keep them to 12. But if they score here, it might get ugly in the second half. First tackle, 25 metres away. They give it to Billy Phillips, and Phillips is going to be 18 metres out from the line on second tackle. They go to the right. Off to Nathan Cleary. Cleary at the 15. Back underneath to Luke Garner, and Garner will be at the 13 now on third tackle. Tafado was one of the more disappointing products that we were expecting more from. Billy Phillips runs it himself. He's 3 metres out, fourth tackle. Don't concede here, Dolphins. Nathan Cleary slips over. He slipped over a lot here today. What's happening with his boots? Argue 6 again there, but they won't call it. Panthers, Blaise Salungi puts that ball up. Jermaine Sarko versus Jenkins, and Jenkins will score. Up in the air, and Milky Jenkins will keep his try-scoring streak alive, and he will score 16 points to 0 with a kick to come. The Milkman delivers today again. The Milkman delivers today again. You actually just, when you saw Jenkins running for it just then, you had that sense of belief that he was going to get it over Asako, and he did. What's that? His 13th or 14th try this season? I think that might be his 14th try this season, is it? It's a lot for 7 rounds, man. It is a lot for 7 rounds. He's gone right over the top of him. And Sarko isn't easily beaten out in the air, but he's been really easily beaten out in the air just now. 15th, yeah, there you go. Ridiculous stuff. Close needs to change his stats at half time. He's knocked the ball. He's slipped over quite a lot today. 15 tries is ridiculous, Daz. Get out of the lights, Milky. You'll turn up. Mate, he is going to put on a tan today, but 15 tries this season. He's 6 above Farlongo, 6 above Dom Youngs, and 8 above Will Warbrick. Wowee. The Milkman delivers again. And I do feel like that try there symbolises this might just get ugly in the second half as well. Even though, again, the Panthers have not been great second half team this year at all. The second half is not their emphasis. It's usually the first half, unless they've tried to adjust it today. But they were so dominant this first half without doing as much as you actually expected. But Nathan Cleary from the left-hand touchline. No wind, but look how humid it is. You can see the sweat dripping off him, man. Nathan Cleary will get the kick over the black dot. Yeah, not asking for much of a better kick than that one. It is 18 points to nil at halftime. A very clean performance from the Panthers here without being spectacular on the attack. A very clean performance from them that right now has just been too easy overall. You know, it's not been the most spectacular on attack, but yet they lead 18-0. Their defense has been unbelievable, whether it be restricting you in your own defensive 20, or even when they're on the line, they've just been coming up with the intercept, or they've been coming up with the forced error of the Dolphins. So it has just been a really clean performance here from the Panthers, and you've got to really appreciate that overall. But let's get into the halftime stats here and look at how this game is playing out and look to see how this game is currently being lost. But obviously, guys, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Let's smash it. To the Dolphins, 0. Panthers, 18 at TIO Stadium in Darwin. The tries, Dylan Edwards, Blaze Salungi, and Thomas Jenkins with the 3 from 3 on the conversions for the Panthers. And Cody Nicarima did go to the bin in the 17th minute. Now, possession-wise is obvious. 57% possession to the Panthers, 43% possession to the Dolphins, with the time of possession being 16 minutes and 14 seconds for the Panthers, which is a lot of time in possession, and 12 and a half minutes here, 12 minutes 32 for the Dolphins. So that's basically 29 minutes worth of time in possession in this game, which means the ball is active a lot. That's a really, really healthy number there. You want to be looking for at least 25. They're at 28 essentially, and 29 nearly. You know, that's really good. Anyway, completion rate, 80% is what you're looking for. The Dolphins not quite hitting it. They're pretty poor here today, 70%, 14 from 20. They definitely need to improve that, that's for sure. At least they're not into the 60s, but not great. And the Panthers at 80%, 21 from 26. They are quite literally hitting the mark on the dot. The runs, that is very separate. 82 runs here for the Dolphins, 117 runs for the Panthers. 82 runs for 715 for the Dolphins, which means that they are 105 metres behind the 10 metres on average per run that you're looking for. So they're not quite getting as much, but you would expect this in the humidity. And the Panthers, they're at 118 runs for 1,055 metres, so 119 runs for 1,061 metres, which means they're essentially about 130 metres behind the 10 metres per run on average that you're looking for. But you're not really going to hate them again for it due to the fact that of the humidity, and they have just looked really solid regardless. They're getting so many runs that it kind of takes it away. But overall, it's not quite a 10 metres average per run. Even if you were to give those 10 metres per run to the Dolphins, so that'd be 38 more runs. That's 380 metres. They'd go from 815, 915, 1015. They'd be pretty much where the Panthers are. But that's also unfair because they are 100 metres behind the 10 metres on average per run that they're looking for anyway. So the Panthers are clearly dominating the run metre department. Post-contact metres, they're up 350 to 265, the Panthers. That, even if you equal out possession and runs, you would still see significantly in favour of the Panthers. Line breaks is 3-2 to the Panthers. Tackle breaks is 14 to 11. So the defense in this game is actually pretty top tier in regards to missed tackles. It's not too bad whatsoever. Both teams are really underneath the average, which is great, which is impressive for the Dolphins, who usually miss a lot of tackles. But again, they're still down 18-0. Now, the average set distance, 25 metres and below is pathetic. Turn the stream off. 25 to 30 is disgusting. 30 to 35 is underwhelming. 35 to 40 is hitting the marker. 40 to 45 is great. 45 to 50 is fantastic. And 50 plus is basically perfect. The Dolphins are at 35.77, so they're just breaching into the hitting the marker category. They're not doing too bad with it. Nothing spectacular. They're just getting through their movement on a normal level. Whilst the Panthers are at 41.37, so they're up on them by about 6 metres, and they're doing it at a great category. That is a really good amount of metres per set. Average play the ball speed, 3.19 seconds and below is extremely fast. 3.2 to 3.39 is fast. 3.4 to 3.59 is average. 3.6 to 3.79 is slow. 3.8 and above is extremely slow. The Dolphins are at 3.31 seconds. That is pretty fast. That's a good pace. And the Panthers are 0.01 second away from going into the extremely fast category with 3.2. That is very speedy stuff. It's right on the edge of going into the extremely fast category. They're playing this ball very quickly for a game in such heavy humidity. Offloads 5-4 to the Panthers, so nothing too red hot there. For either team. Forced dropouts is 3 to the Panthers, 0 for the Dolphins. The Panthers are dominating field position. Kick defusal is 67% for the Dolphins, 50% for the Panthers. And then we go to the effective tackle percent. And this is really impressive here from the Dolphins. So what it's saying is that the Panthers are just cleanly putting them away for these tries. Because 91.29% is basically perfect for the Dolphins. So 85% and below is disgusting. 85% to 88% is underwhelming. 88% to 90% is hitting the marker, and 90% is basically perfect. Anything above it, 91.29% is really good. 220 tackles made, which is well above the typical 160 to 180 range that we see. 14 missed tackles is underneath the average of 15 to 17 by 1, so that's really good. And the ineffective tackles is 7, which is on the upper end of the average of 5 to 7. But again, 220 tackles made is monumental, and that's why it's such a good percentage of 91.29%, because whilst the ineffective tackles are pretty high, and not anything awful, but pretty high, and the missed tackles are slightly just under the average, it's actually really good to see that they are holding on to the tackles. So 21 bad tackles through 220 is very good. And over the Panthers, they're at 90.66. So you expect them to be great, fantastic, perfect, and they are. 165 tackles made, so around that typical tackle range. But the 11 missed tackles is 4 underneath the average, and the ineffective tackles of 6 is right in the dead smack middle of the average. But again, they have made 55 less tackles than the Dolphins, with a pretty similar missed tackles to ineffective tackles count. Pretty similar. So the Dolphins are actually, funnily enough, doing better on an individual metric level. That is not a team collective level, because team collective is obviously 18-0 right now to the Panthers. But individually, the Dolphins are slightly doing better. And then you go to the negative play. Both teams are finding it tough here in the humid conditions of Darwin. 3 and below is really good. 4 to 6 is average, and then 7 and above is awful. Both these teams are above 7. It is 8 for the Dolphins, which is really bad, and 7 for the Panthers, which is also really bad. But you do kind of forgive it in these conditions. They're not used to playing in 90% humidity, and you would expect it from the Dolphins anyway, to be fair, but you wouldn't normally expect 7 errors in the Panthers by any stretch of the imagination. But it is happening right now. So both teams getting up a lot of errors. Penalties conceded. This is where the Dolphins are getting done over here. 4-0 against the Dolphins as we speak, which is just rough for them. And they have been legitimate too. They have been warranted penalties. The ruck infringements are 5-2 against the Panthers, though, so they're getting done on the 6 against, which they love to do. The ruck infringements, that's ruck infringements inside 10 metres is 1-1. On reports is 1-0 for the Dolphins, and then sin bin 1-0 for the Dolphins. But again, when you look at 6 against, the Panthers deliberately give those away because they're happy to give away the infringement to benefit their line defensively and to keep themselves in basically in a straight line and well prepared for the next tackle and for that set. They're happy to give it away. So overall, I think that this game could end up just getting a bit ugly from here because both teams are going to be tired, but the only thing that benefits the Dolphins right now is that the Panthers are not typically a good second half team. They usually kind of fall back into line a little bit more and just allow the game to play out and go through the movement of it all, and nothing really too crash hot happens too much in the second half. So they're pretty happy to just kind of take the win from here, really, is what you see from the Panthers. They don't regress, but they just don't keep the foot on the pedal, really. Is what I'll say. So the Dolphins, they can turn it on with attack, but they've regressed on their attack this year, clearly shown by the 0 points that they've scored so far. You go and look at the Dolphins without this game this year. They've scored 116 points through the games that they've played, and that is Canberra Raiders territory. But then again, the Raiders have now played 7 games. This is their 6th game. If you want to include this 6th game, because it is nil and it is only half time, then they would currently be they've got more points than them than the Dogs. They've got more points than them than the Roosters, and they've both played 5 games. Same with the Bulldogs as well. And they've got now less than the Raiders, but then again, the Raiders have played 7 games rather than the 6 that we're including here for the Dolphins. and they've got better than the Dragons. So they are really struggling for points, as in their bottom 6 for points, which is compared to last year when they were, I think, first for points. I think they scored 720 across the year, if I'm not mistaken. Sean says, for your likes, hit the button. Yeah, smash the thumbs up button if you haven't already, guys. Smash it in. It's free. You may as well. And obviously subscribe if you're new around here. Telmax says, Jack Bostock healthy is better than Cobbo and the Finns. Sure, but next year you're probably just going to be seeing Cobbo and Bostock on the wings, with Jermaine and Sarko going to the Melbourne Storm. I would assume that's probably what their plan is. But then again, Selwyn Cobbo is just looking super rough at the moment. Like, they're so lucky they've got Herbie Farnworth, man, because without Herbie Farnworth, this team would be in an absolute schmozzle at the moment. An absolute schmozzle-a-runo. They would be in a big old schmozzle-a-runo. But they are kind of proven to what I said. You know, we had people saying that this team was going to win a comp. You know, we had people saying the Dolphins were going to be massive this year. And we constantly get people saying the Dolphins have done more in their first couple of years than the Titans ever did, which is factually incorrect and observationally incorrect too, because you compare the two in their first 4 years. If you're comparing right this very second, well, right now they're actually quite similar, but if you're comparing the first 4 years between the two, this is the 4th year for the Dolphins right now. 2007, the Titans finished out of the 8. When the Dolphins first came in, they finished out of the top 8. In 2008, the Titans missed the top 8. And the second year for the Dolphins, they missed the top 8. And they both finished pretty similarly in that second season. But in the third year, in 2009, the Titans came 3rd position, got bounced out in straight sets, but they got into the finals in 3rd position. And the third year for the Dolphins, they didn't make the top 8. And then this year, the Titans ended up coming in 4th position and got to the preliminary final back in 2010. Whilst the Dolphins currently are situated where they are. So it's like, if you believe in the hype of the Dolphins, that's great. But it's factually incorrect to say that the Dolphins have done more in their early stint of their club than what the Titans did in the early stint of their club. If you believe in what the Dolphins can do in the future, sure, that's a whole different conversation in itself. But it is factually incorrect to say that the Dolphins have been better in their first 4 years than what the Titans were in their first 4 years. Unless they go on and make the preliminary final and then go on to get into the grand final this year. It cannot be true. Cobbo back on the cheeseburgers. Well, we'll settle down with that one. But he doesn't look at his fittest. He doesn't look at his fittest at all. And unfortunately, his work rate is just poor. It's like he's... It's funny that Valence Tefado's name got brought up before. It's like he is, funnily enough, an upgraded version of Valence Tefado in a way, just with different attributes. It's weird, man. It's weird. Because they both have those lacking training, lacking emphasis in their training calls. Sean says, has Coppo got the size to be like Latrell or Inglis? Well, yeah, I would say so. Absolutely he does. But he doesn't do it. He just doesn't. He doesn't have it. But, like, yes, I would say that size-wise, yeah, sure. Sure. To be known as the Milky Bar kid, not have an affinity to... Okay. Seb Watson says, it looks like he's just going through the motions, Cubbo. I agree. Where there is smoke, there is fire. I always do agree with that notion of where there is smoke, there is fire. Especially in sport. Because usually things aren't... Well, the media is... the media can say whatever they want, really, but... Typically, where there's smoke, there is fire. Jim says, someone should throw $100 on the Dolphins and you win over $5K if there's an upset. Well, yeah, but you'd be a ballsy person to be going and betting on the Dolphins right now. You'd be really ballsy. Again, this year, they've shown clear intention to improve their defense, and I would say that it's worked in regards, even, it's funny to say this when they're down 18-0 at half-time, but their defense has improved more so this year than it was last year. But because they're trying to improve their defense, they are regressing in the attack, and it's just not as spicy as it was last year. Rugby League Therapy Podcast says, Milky Jenkins is doing exactly what Anthony Don would do if he got the chance in a prime Penrith team. Anthony Don, if he was in a prime Panthers team, might have scored 700 tries in a season. Cosrip says, media exaggerates things, but the rumblings don't come from nowhere. Player managers are dodgy as. True, it does come from nowhere sometimes with buzz, and it definitely comes from nowhere sometimes with certain media people, certain people in spotlight. However, for the majority, you're right, yeah. Big Homie Davis says, the only upset from that would be the person who put $100 in the Finns, considering how they're currently playing. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, you could use your own money for that, Jimmer. Yeah, put your money where your mouth is, Jimmer. If you think it's a chance, well, why don't you go put $100 on, bro? Why don't you go put the $100 on, and then I'll celebrate it for you if you win. I'll celebrate it for you, man. But why don't? Well, how about we don't get the advice unless you go and do it yourself. Otherwise, it doesn't really make sense. It's like me saying, well, if you chuck $100 on the Dragons to win the comp right now, you might be a millionaire by the end of the year. I don't know, and I don't think the Dragons will be winning a comp, and it would be an upset, but it's the same vibes. And we'll take 10%, exactly right. So it's still half time here. Is it an extended half time due to everything going on? Puffin 2 says Pants fraud alert. This was from last week, man, with the Bulldogs. They'll go off it after this game. I'd even be happy to take them off it now, to be completely honest with you. But last week we did it because of the Bulldogs. Even though I said last week, I still got the Panthers to win the comp this year. It was more so a bit of a jokey thing, really. Jared says, just remember, Jimmy Marley will take the 10% tax. I bet Dolphins will score first in the second half. I don't think so, but we'll see. Royal Grammatici said, I've seen Panthers fans and other content creators stream saying last week was match fixed and Panthers threw that game intentionally. You think it's possible? They're just coping. What is their reason for saying such a stupid comment? Who is publicly coming out as a content creator? I haven't seen this, but I also know people who are content creators their team. I know probably the person you're referring to, but I haven't seen what they've said. They're saying the Panthers deliberately lost last week. What was their reasoning behind it? Like, what does it benefit? Seb says Nathan is 99 super coach of the half. Yeah, I've got him as captain. I think most people would have. That comment from Royal deserves a timeout. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out who said this though. I'm sure Flaxy wouldn't have said it. I'm sure he wouldn't have said that. If he did, I'd be surprised. Jared says, can't wait to see Fox AI predict to tell us who will score first and second half. You know exactly who it's going to predict. Sean says, what team throws a game? Bullshit. The Dogs play better than... Dogs did play better. And this is the thing. People love to take away the positive performance the Dogs had and try and place all the accountability on the Panthers. You can have both. The Panthers played bad, the Dogs played well. The Dogs were the better team of the day and the Panthers were not good enough, but they still made it close. The Panthers were still very competitive in the game. I know they ended up losing 13+, but if you watch the game, you know what I mean. The Panthers were still very competitive in the game. They just weren't good enough. Who is really seriously suggesting to their audience that the Panthers threw that game? Because I wouldn't even bother listening to it. It wouldn't be worth your time. Rugby League Therapy Podcast, the Serraldo Panthers connection would be my theory. If Dogs can beat Panthers, then it buys Ciro some time if he comes under pressure, I'll say it. Stop it. So you think the Panthers deliberately threw the game for Serraldo? Are we serious? Oh, no, not a content creator, the people in that chat. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I was going to say, because I'm really glad that I'm not hearing content creators spurking that kind of bullshit. Because that is so irresponsible to be portraying stuff like that to your audience if that was the case. I feel like this is a long half time here. Dion says Panthers could never do that. They're way too competitive. Teams just aren't going to do that. Like, you see it in the NBA, but that's because there is a benefit to doing it because you get a higher percentage of a high draft pick. And the same thing goes with the NFL and whatnot. There is an incentive in other sports to come worse off. But there is absolutely zero incentive that the Panthers would have benefited from deliberately match fixing and losing that game. It would also, if they got caught deliberately match fixing the game, because they'd have to come together as a collective to deliberately organise it. If they got caught doing that, the ramifications would be significant, like absolutely significant. It is just such a pointless debate and discussion. It's such a pointless debate and discussion. Rugby League Therapy Podcast says, no Stephen Crichton, terrible attack, but somehow score 30 against the best defense in the comp. Rugby League Therapy, I need to ask you, are you being serious right now? I really hope you're taking a piss. That you genuinely believe the Panthers deliberately threw the game last week against the Dogs. Are we serious? Are we serious? By the way, Fox AI predictor, 61%. How much rugby league have you watched to have this abhorrent take, my man? Like, it is abhorrent to genuinely believe what you're saying right now. That the Panthers deliberately threw last week's game. So that means that every surprising result, every single upset should come under question. Every single poor performance on a one-game kind of deal that we see from teams that are in form should always come under question for match fixing. Come on. This is I can't even believe that I'm entertaining this question. Like, I can't believe it. This is just unfathomable that we're having this conversation right now. Jared says, we are getting such great comments today. Really hard-hitting stuff. Puffin2 says, where do you get the cool shirt from? Well, I'm in Thailand, but my mum bought it online on Christmas. I got it for Christmas from mum. When I originally got it, so the second half kicks off here, guys, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. The Panthers kick it down to the Dolphins, and they'll bring it out to the 10 through Max Blythe. But yeah, she bought it online from somewhere, man, but it's a really cool shirt, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Originally, when I saw it, I was like, I don't know if I'll ever wear this, but especially in Thailand, it fits in beautifully over here. Full-time story says Dolphins 1-12. All right. Blake says, why would they throw the game on Cleary's milestone game? I'm having an aneurysm thinking. I really just hope Rugby League Therapy Podcast is taking a piss. I really do just hope it. Tony says I prefer the Seagull shirt. Well, I got that here too, mate, but I'm not going to wear the same. Oh, knock on Dolphins. There you go. Panthers ball here at the 50. Big Homie Day says, Rugby League Therapy Podcast is an example of why there needs to be checks made before people can start talking on the mic, because I'm not having a crack at the person himself. I'm just really questioning the thought process here. We're not insulting Rugby League Therapy Podcast as a person. They're entitled to their opinion. I'm just trying to encourage a way to genuinely to tell us how a game is actually rigged in that regards. It would be incredible. So let's not have a crack at the actual person themselves, because I am assuming they're taking the piss or just trying to come up with a really bold take. Farmworth has had a one-on-one strip again here. Brian To'o has had the ball stripped. To'o's been so out of form this year. If that was the case, everyone would say Wires lose on purpose to the Titans. No, Titans just the greatest team of all time. How is Herbie only 7 points behind Cleary at half-time? Absolute points monster. And lost ball from the Dolphins. Oh, no. He's just pulled things up here for some reason. Herbie Farnworth. What, on Supercoach? No, he's not. On Supercoach, Nathan Cleary is on 99 at halftime, and Herbie Farnworth is on 53. Oh, you were talking about in regards to... No, what are we talking about here? What are you talking about? And they go out to the left to Herbie Farnworth, and Farnworth is going to be at the 25 on fit tackle. Oh, fantasy. Okay, yeah. I'm also on Supercoach. Nicarima out to Isai Katoa. Katoa at the back now to Hamiso. Hamiso, Jacob Rillo, good run, good play. Gets the offload away to Hamiso. And then Hamiso gets that ball across to Nicarima. Still fit tackle here. They go out to the left, all the way to the top here to Selwyn Cobbo. Selwyn Cobbo kicks it through, and it'll be Nathan Cleary who picks it up, and he'll bring this ball out here to the 10 on first tackle. That's like saying the Storm lost 5 games in a row on purpose. I think we're going to move off of this conversation here. I think we're going to move off of this one. Because it's mind-blowing. Third tackle here at the 15. So Thomas Jenkins will bring this ball out here at the 20. And now Isaac Tungo to the 30 on fit tackle. Jared says, yeah, time to reset the comment for everyone's sanity. Absolutely. Nathan Cleary will pump that ball down to the 30. And the ball's going to bounce around. Bit awkwardly, but Selwyn Cobbo does pick it up, and he'll bring it out to the 35 to the 40 on first tackle. Oh, what they say? There's terrible news about something. What are they saying in the commentary? Is someone injured or something? Andy says, sorry, yeah, I'm from the UK, so playing NRL Fantasy. Cleary was on 57 points and Herbie 50. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, so I was thinking about Supercoach. Supercoach Cleary's already at 100 points. which is just wild stuff. It's Katoa, 4th tackler at the 35. But Herbie is a monster, man. Like, even when the Dolphins play poorly, he just is always... His one-on-one steals is what's just killing it for him. And he'll be 5th tackler at the 23. He's had 2 today on the one-on-one steals. Mitch Kenny broken leg. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, we heard that before. Oh, dude, Brian Toto, his form is so poor, bro. Finifuiaki, Brian Toto knocks the ball on, and it's going to be Dolphins ball, 0 tackle at the 1. I know he scored that amazing try against the Roosters and whatnot, but geez, Brian Toto has not had a good year. First tackle at the 4, and he's been so hard, poor under the high ball too. Dolphins will be held up over the line. It's going to be 2nd tackle back at the 10. Kenny having surgery tonight, I think they said. Fair enough. God bless him. But he will be held up there. Well, the Panthers are just continuously holding out on defense. They just keep on holding out. Toto hasn't had any ball. It's all been on Jenkins' side. Yeah, but he's also had 2 one-on-one strips here today. He's dropped the ball multiple times in regards to the ball coming towards him. And this has been we've seen this quite a bit throughout this season. On attack, absolutely, the ball's just not coming down his side. But outside of that, 1 second, Farnworth will score. He will score. He is a points machine. And it will be 18 points to 4 with a kick to come. Toto hasn't, that's right. Might need to up the Coke 0. Well, maybe the Dolphins might be getting back into this game. Panthers not great second halves. And Nikhil says, Brian, not the same without his brother Luai. It's been since last season he's dropped to the level. I still think it was pretty good last year, but either way, Farnworth, he's kind of like the only spark in this Dolphins team so far this season. So if he's doing this, he needs to keep doing this if the Dolphins have any chance. And that all comes off the Brian Toto era. Prentice's Panthers might throw the second half. Stop encouraging that. Stop encouraging that. Stop biting into it. Stop biting into it. I was just told you Dolphins will score first. You've just... Sure, bro. You're amazing. You're the greatest predictor of all time, mate. You're just unbelievable. I'm going to come to you for all my tips in the future. Yeah. I'm going to come to you for all my tips. I think you also said Storm 13+, so we'll probably settle down on the old told ya. But Happy Farnworth will score, and it's 18-4 here to the Panthers with 33 minutes to go. Jared says, Farnworth, a mental giant, massive. Farnworth is really hard carrying here. Katoa is seeming to struggle to find form a bit. Oh, that's right. Hobbitt's also the one that's told us that the Cowboys are going to win every game this year, so... yeah, Cowboys, unbelievable. So 18 points to 4 here to the Panthers with 33 minutes to go, and they will get a kick. 18 points to 6. Dan should have put $100 on the Panthers. Hey, well, listen, there is life in him. I'll give him that credit. There is life in him. The Panthers have not come out in the second half on fire. Dolphins scored. They're going to win the comp. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he told you. He told you. You always love the old soldier. Always love it. 33 minutes to go here. But at least they've scored. And early ball to Farnworth can either play. Again, if they're going to win this game, he just needs to keep on dominating. Someone says, should have Captain Herbie's on fire. Well, I've Captain Cleary, so I'm pretty okay. He's on 102 points now, but Herbie Farnworth's also on 80 points on Supercoach, so they're both pretty close. So first tackle now for the Dolphins, and they are at the 10. They give it off to Canelli Lemelu. No, that's Finifuiaki, sorry. He'll get this ball at 20. Herbert only on 63. On Supercoach, no, he's on 80 right now. 80. All right, 4 tackle now for the Dolphins. They're going to be at the 35. Paul says, Titans top 8 too is this year. Mate, Paul, Titans never going to lose the game ever again. They might just be first place for the rest of eternity. If Dolphins get double digits, keep Panthers on fraud regardless of win. We'll see how the game plays out. That's why I didn't change it half time. But the Panthers still should be winning this game. But if they lost this one, you'd nearly be like Buddy Scam. Does the fact that I'm watching here rather than 9 live say something about lame stream commentary? Does the fact that I'm watching here rather than 9 live say something about lame stream commentary? Are you saying that my stream is lame, or are you saying that Channel 9's commentary is lame? I'm not too sure. Oh, big hit there from the Dolphins. Massive contact at 45. Oh, lame stream, mainstream. I get it. So you're saying that this is better than them. So a bit tackle. I was trying to figure out because I wasn't recognizing. No, Brenton. He's not. I don't think he's insulting me there, man. I think he was saying lame stream as in mainstream. So the Dolphins now will be at the 20, unless I'm mistaken. Yeah, Brenton's taking away the timeout. It was a confusing one, puff and toot, but we got there in the end. And I'll be at the 25. I could be reading that wrong, though. You could be right. Paul says Panthers lose tonight. Oh, we'll see. Don't let this distract you from the fact that Man City are beating Arsenal 5-0. Well, you're right, and Shauna loves that. 4 tackle. Yeah, old Arsenal. How are they going? 4 tackle at the 50. Are the Panthers going to have one of their second half no-shows? Cody Nicarima brings the ball to the 40 on fit tackle. 30 minutes to go here of the game, folks. Hit that like button and subscribe. Katoa kicks this ball into the corner where Dylan Edwards, Hamiso, he's good in the air. He gets up for it. Oh, he's thrown it. It's going to stay in the field of play. No, it's going to be a dropout. No, it's a knock on. Oh, my goodness me. Hamiso is so good with those chase throughs, though. Moderator overkill. We do have quite a few dickheads that come through puff and toot, so sometimes we'll get like a random slap up. So he was just kind of protecting that, but that's why I said I think you were actually complimenting the stream. Panthers now to Thomas Jenkins. It'll be second tackle here at the 20. Dasmate says, okay, we're going to get back to the rugby league here, Daz. We can't really get too much into the old football right now. Panthers to the 30 on third tackle, especially when it is still a close game here. It's not like it's completely blown out at all. Nathan Cleary off to Alamotti, off to Brian To'o, and To'o is going to break to the 50 now on 4 tackle. He's complaining about something. Brian To'o is not happy about something here. He's taken a long time to get up. He's taken a long time to get up here. What's he complaining about? Is he complaining like a high hit, or what's he complaining about here? Purely accidental. Well, I don't even actually know what he's complaining about. Oh, the boot to the... Oh, that's a massive milk from Brian To'o. You wish. That was never a penalty, bro. That was never, ever going to be a penalty. Zayo will get this ball to the 40 on fit tackle. Nothing in that at all. So Nathan Cleary puts that ball up into the air. Panthers chasing it through. At least they put some good kick pressure on this one. They haven't really been putting an amazing amount of kick pressure on today. And Hamiso gets this ball now to the 15, to the 20 on second tackle. The Dolphins, you score again. We're on here. We're on. At the 30, geez, look, you can hear how heavy these hits are right now. They're making some serious contact. Two is a bum with a payment to leave as well. So go to Nicarima. Isai Katoa at the 40. After Hamiso. Jake Avarillo. Avarillo goes through off to Hamiso. Hamiso's got space. Hamiso's got space. He gets around Edwards. Hamiso! Hamiso! Hamiso will score. Oh my goodness me, Panthers. There's no way. There's no way, Penrith. There's no way, Penrith. The Dolphins have scored back to back. And maybe, I hope old mate went and maybe chucked that hungy on. I hope he went and chucked that hungy on. Because it's about to be an 18-12 game. Hans came here, has there a lighting break? Whatever. Hamiso, I don't know what you've just said. Anyway, the Dolphins are going to break through here at the 50, and Hamiso just does them all in, and Edwards gets tripped up there, and wow, the Dolphins are coming back in. They're coming back in. The Panthers' second half fade-offs are just still a thing. They can't seem to shake it. They just can't seem to shake it right now. So it's about to be a 6-point game. The game's in Darwin, Johnny. This isn't at Redcliffe or Suncorp. It's at TIO Stadium in Darwin. That's why the humidity is like 90%. It's a really hot and... we've got now Zesty in the chat. A hot and zesty game here. Lightning break in the Waratahs game is the English translation. Thank you, Daz. Jay, just let you know I'm back, but still in hospital. Won't be commenting. Good stuff, Jay. Well, not good stuff. I hope you get better soon, obviously. God bless you. But good to see you back, though. But obviously, God bless you. Because it says nothing better than seeing the hammer in the open field. He gets away, and now it's a 6-point game. Wowee, hello. Zesty Northern Territory. Zesty Northern Territory bangs it over. 18-12, 27 minutes to go here. And don't forget, tomorrow we've got 3 live games. Obviously, God bless me, because I've got to watch my Titans play the Waz. And then we've got Rabbitohs versus the Dragons and Tigers versus the Broncos. Wowee. I'm going to have to go through a wild one tomorrow morning. Wild one tomorrow morning. Yeah, I've probably had about just enough of you for this couple of moments as well. So 27 minutes left here, and it's about to be kicked off here from the Panthers. They need to find their way back into it. They're up 18-12, but they are completely getting done over since half-time. And there's just been nothing the Panthers have done in the second half so far in the opening 13 minutes. So first tackle at the 15. They give it off to Finifuiaki, and Finifuiaki is going to be at the 25. If it's in Darwin, they should play with Crocs on the field. I just love that. The commentary actually said the Titans find a bit of form. How good. Now we're talking. Third tackle, they go to Saikatoa, and Saikatoa brings it to the 50 on 4th tackle now. Dolphins, massive momentum at the moment. 5th tackle. Panthers, hello. You're going to have to wake up. It was looking like it could have got ugly in the second half, especially with that try at the end of the first half, but they're just not beating the second half allegations at the moment, Penrith. Dylan Edwards goes up for it, and he knocks the ball on. Oh my gosh, they're all over the shop. The Dolphins might actually go on and tie this game up here. The Dolphins may just go on and tie this game up here. Dylan Edwards, this is what he does last year. Oh, Penrith, what is happening right now? Are you showing the game again? Oh, they're going to argue a disruptor here, and there may be a disruptor. It might be a penalty here to the Panthers. I better get out of work early for the Waz game. Go take care of business. Be going to see you in the NT for Rugby League. They're arguing that there is a disruptor here. And it's a Sarko coming through. But he pulls out of, he's jumped. Oh, well, Sarko's not going for a genuine contest. Sarko's not going for a genuine contest there at all. He pulls out of going for the ball here. He pulls out. There's no way. That's not a great angle at all. This is a penalty to the Panthers. He's pulled out of this. You can't tell me that Sarko is... What? How on earth... What is a disruptor call? Because how can you say that Sarko was competing for the ball there? As soon as he goes up for it, he then releases his arms from going for the ball and is not even looking at where the ball is. He's looking to his left-hand side and then makes contact with Edwards. How can you say that he is competing for the ball? What do you mean you've got no problem with that in the commentary? That's insane. What is a disruptor call then? What is a disruptor call then? How can we call the Broncos one? How can we call the Roosters one? The Dolphins are going to go to the left-hand side here. Selwyn Cobbo is going to score. The NRL is fucked, bro. The NRL is wild. Selwyn Cobbo is going to score. Well done to your Dolphins. Panthers are on the back foot. The NRL is fucked in regards to this disruptor call. They don't know what they're calling. They're happy to call the Robert Toya one. They're happy to call the one for the Brisbane Broncos. And yet they won't call this one just now when you've seen Isako not even make a play at the ball. Not even make a play at the ball at all. And they're going to call this one completely fine. But the Robert Toya one, which should never have been called, they're going to say that's a penalty. And then they're also going to say the Brisbane Broncos one, that ultimately impacted that game too, mind you. But then you're going to say that one was... I don't know what a disruptor is. This game is just gone in regards to this disruptor call. But also, well done to the Dolphins for scoring. It's not your fault that the bunker doesn't know what they are doing. I have no idea what's a disruptor anymore. I have no idea. Absolutely no idea. You just don't understand. You just don't understand it. And it's like it's taken away from the Dolphins here because it's not the Dolphins' fault that benefited from this call. It is purely 100% on the officiating of this game that it is so confusing. How can you tell me that Asako is competing for the ball when one, he's not even looking at it when he's contacting Dylan Edwards, and also two, you can see his arm released. His arms are released from competing from the ball before the ball comes down. Where is the competition there of Jermaine Asako going for the ball? It does not make sense. It is incompetence at its finest. But again, not taking away from your try here, Dolphins. That's yours. It's the officiating that is stupid in this game. Dead set. Dead set. Momentum has been killed this round. Oh god, I'm terrified of the Tiz get momentum against my Waz. Hopefully they will get the kick and it's going to be 18-18 tie game. But we've got a crazy good game here in regards to how close it is. Unfortunately, it is marred in controversy again though. Pulling out, never a good thing. Big Homie Dave says, what's the point of the rule if it isn't applied? It's about the inconsistency. It's about how can you call the Toya and the Shibasaki one, but you say that one was fine just then. It just is so confusing. Dasmate says, Ivan Cleary needs to start coaching instead of throwing rude hand signs at innocent dog fans. That was a very funny video, to be fair. All right, so the Panthers are going to kick this ball down to the in goal, and Dolphins bring it out now to the 10 through Max Plath. It's just like if you're calling the other ones, oh, dude. The disruptor rule is going to be the death of this game, bro. It's going to be the death of this game. Third tackle now for the Dolphins. They're going to be at the 33. May as well get rid of the rule because it's going to be so frustrating this year. The thing is that no one even called for this rule. The disruptor call... The one-handed thing, which doesn't even really exist anymore, the one arm going up for it doesn't even exist, but that was only implemented because of this disruptor thing, and it's just so confusing in the game, man, because you don't know what's going to get called and what's going to be called, and that one had more right to be called than the other two that were called that were called last week, but then it wasn't called. It's just astounding, man. Second tackle now for the Panthers, and they're going to get this ball to the 35. 23 minutes to go here. Panthers going to ruin my perfect week, aren't they? Jared, that's right. It's okay because they will come out and apologise that they got the call wrong as usual. I don't think they will, though, man. But I just don't know how you can justify that he was competing for the ball. Brian Tuttle is going to beat the 45 on fourth tackle. Forward tackle, plenty of time, game on time, penalty to show us if they have the minerals. Exactly right. Well, they don't look good in this second half at all. Fifth tackle at 45. And... fifth tackle. They're not going to get the six again. I thought the crowd was celebrating a six again there, but it wasn't. Dolphins will get the ball through Selwyn Cubbo at the 10. He's going to break away down the left-hand side, and he gets slapped down to the 15, to the 20. He gets away here a little bit. He gets away. Don't go to the sideline, though. Keep the ball. Good stuff, Selwyn Cubbo. Good run. How can you pull out in mid-air? Are they watching the eyes or the hand? I don't know what they're doing, man. I don't know how to defend the decision-making from the incompetence of the people in the bunker. It makes no sense. And they sort of Sakatoa. Sakatoa gives the ball to Fini Fibiaki, and he'll be at the 48 now on third tackle. Hamiso, he'll go to the right-hand side with Sakatoa. Sakatoa taken down to the 35 now on fourth tackle. Fourth tackle. Up to Hamiso Tabuafido. He'll get that ball offload to Max Plath, and Plath is going to be 28 metres away from the line now. Fifth tackle. Off to Sakatoa. Really good set, though. The Dolphins have the strong momentum at the moment. Knock on Dylan Edwards. Oh, dude. The Panthers are all over the shop. Panthers are all over the shop right now. I don't know if they're going to be able to hold it out. The Panthers look horrific in this second half. They have had a dramatic fall-off. They dominated the first half, and now they're playing... dead set all over the shop. This team is looking so human again after that first 5 weeks. And that's why it's a 27-round season. Wowee. That's why. 6 again here for the Dolphins too. Is Sakatoa. Wow, taking down 2 metres out from the line first tackle. What a game this has turned into being, by the way. Looked like it was going to get ugly, and now it's a great game. They go to the left. Max Platt to Cody Nikarima. Nikarima short ball to Lemielu, and he'll be 9 metres out from the line. Second tackle. Nikarima to Max Plath, and Plath is going to be at the 4. Third tackle. 20 minutes to go here of the game, guys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Out the back now to Tom Gilbert. Gilbert to Sakatoa. Short ball to Fini Fibiaki. He's lost the ball. And the Panthers will get through it, but wowee, they are on the back foot right now. 0 tackle for Penrith at their own 8. I'm a Panthers fan, but they suck in the last 2 games. Last week they did. First half of this game they didn't, but looked clunky. Second half of this game they've looked awful, yeah. And they're going to need this drinks break that comes up in about a minute's time. 20 minutes left. Second tackle, they go to Isaiah Yeo. Cleary, you got to stand up here, man. Second half missed tackles. The Panthers have had 19. The Dolphins with 1. 19 missed tackles in the second half already. Cleary on third tackle gets away from a couple. He keeps going. He gives it off to Blaise Talangi. Talangi flicks the ball out the back to... Oh, that's 4. That's so dumb. Who's the person who passed this ball? That is mind-blowingly dumb. Mind-blowingly dumb from Scott Sorensen. That is mind-blowingly dumb. The Panthers are on the ropes here, bro. They are on the ropes, and this is just horrific. Drinks break here at TIO Stadium. Dolphins, you have to win this game from here. You've done so much better in this second half. Honestly, based off of the way that the Panthers are currently playing right now, you deserve to come back and win this game. You must win this game for your confidence and your morale boosting. But also, how about those Panthers throwing the games now? Because this game is just showing that they are nowhere near as perfect as everyone was believing in the first 5 weeks. And I bought into it too. They looked incredible. But now they are looking extremely human. Extremely human. That is not even Penrith-like. What is going on? It's so wild, dude. The grass is sticking to their sweat. Panthers on scam activities. Well, they're definitely not coming off fraud alert right now, and I don't even know if I would take them off after a win here. I don't even know. It's a drinks break right now, guys. So hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. I don't even know if I'd take them off now with the fact that they've given up this second half for 18 points. Wow. What is happening in Penrith in these last couple of games? Did they just get complacent? Did they buy into the hype of not losing a game? Like, did they buy into the fans? Because it's just so confusing considering how they played in the first 5 weeks, and now they're just all over the shop. And the first half was a really clean performance from them. Missed tackles now, 3 in the second half from the Dolphins, 19 for the Panthers, 601 metres for the Dolphins, 210 for the Panthers, 4 line breaks to 0. What? Royal Manager says they will say that they made a group decision at halftime to throw the game. Jazz says, while the boys are on the drinks break, gives enough time to hit that like and subscribe button. Yeah, it does. Buck says Seagulls and Tigers grand final. Oh, for gosh sake, we're not doing this. Oh my gosh, we're not doing this with Manly. Alright, so it will be Dolphins ball at the 40 after the error from the Panthers. Again, though, it is still just tied 18-18. So the Panthers haven't gone down, but they are in trouble at the moment. First tackle for the Dolphins. They're 40 metres out here from the Panthers line. They caught wherever the... Oh, no. Oh, no, Brenton, I have to do it. And you know it's time. We're going to see you in 5 minutes there, son. Deary me, a moderator getting done on the old multiple S's in Storm. Oh, boy. Nicarima to Finifibiaki, and he's going to be 23 metres out here from the line. Third tackle. Third tackle at the 20. Isai Katoa gives it across to Nicarima. Quick passing, Farnworth. Farnworth gets away from a tackle. Brian Toa, it's a missed tackle, but then he'll follow up on it and then make the tackle at the 15. Fourth tackle now for the Dolphins. They're 15 metres away. They go out to Hamiso, Avarillo. Try time for the Dolphins, and they have taken the lead here. Panthers, what is happening? Panthers, this is insane. I hope that guy put that $100 on the Dolphins to win at halftime. I hope he did. Because they are leading 22-18 here with the kick to come. Wow, Panthers have gone from being 5-0 and looking unreal doing it to now being on the precipice of being 0-2 in their last 2 games. One says, what were they paying at half time? A lot. As someone was saying, like, if you chuck $100, you win like 660, so like $66 or something. I don't know, something ridiculous. Someone was saying it in the chat. Maybe like $6, sorry. $6, not 666 or whatever. Jared says, Juma, you better have bet that and send that 10% our way. Juma, I hope you put your money where your mouth was and you put that money on, because right now I'd even think about cashing out and you'd make some good money. Hobbit says 20+ second half. Here's the Dolphins. Yeah, they've turned it on to the second half, and the Panthers. This is what they do in second halves, though. This is what they do since last year. Like, what is happening, man? There's still 17.5 minutes left for them to turn around, but they haven't even looked likely in the second half. They've just looked dreadful in the second half. They've lost Mitch Kenny long term as well, the Panthers. Oh, no way. $100 for a 5K return. Oh, he's missed the kick, so it stays a 4-point game, 22-18. $100 for a 5. Jim Masters, they were 51-1. No, I wish I did. I only said it as a joke. I could have turned 100 into 5.1K. Well, not yet. There's still 17 minutes to go here. But I would have probably cashed out, like, at this point. I would have been like, I'm not going to risk this last 17 minutes. I'm just going to take the profit, because they would have really shortened up Jurassic Mount. They'd be favourites right now. Wow, man. Yeah, you can bet on at halftime, Hadaoni, but it would have been an incredible risk, but the payoff would have been massive. 51-1 at halftime is crazy. Like, that's crazy considering. But 18-0, you don't expect the Panthers to be giving up an 18-0 lead. Especially with the fact there was no signs that this was even in the Dolphins at halftime all this season so far. Panthers are like the Gunners by the looks of this. Oh, my goodness me. The Dolphins to the 30. But again, there's still 17 minutes left here. Third tackle. What a day of rugby league, though, if the Storm lose 5 in a row and the Panthers go lose 2 in a row. Fourth tackle. And they'll be at the 40. Hamiso to the 50 on fifth tackle. So perplexing, bro. $1.60 favourites at the moment. Just crazy stuff, man. The Panthers get this ball at the 20. And Jenkins will get this ball. First tackle now. And Isaac Tungo to the 25. They're just not... Nothing is going their way, the Panthers. They are struggling at the moment. Dylan Edwards... He'll get this ball to the 30. It's a high tackle. They needed that to go their way. Wow, they needed that. It's a penalty. It is a penalty. I'm just surprised there has been no momentum shift. It's been all Dolphins second half. Well, they've got to hope that this isn't a momentum shift right now, because that is a huge penalty to give away, and now the Panthers are going to be into the attack in 45. I feel like I haven't even seen the Panthers on the attack at all this second half. Have they been tackled in the attacking half in the second half so far? It doesn't feel like it. Doesn't feel like it. First tackle now for the Panthers. They are 38 metres away from the line. They go to Lindsay Smith, and Lindsay Smith to the 33 on second tackle. Okay, let's go back to a bit of normality in the chat, please. Moses Leota to the 25 on third tackle. 25 metres away. Out to Nathan Cleary. Cleary short to Kalani Going, who is 15 metres out. Fourth tackle, that's a penalty. That's 6 again. Yeah, there you go. Panthers now, they give it to Nathan Cleary. Cleary up to Lindsay Smith. Lindsay Smith is going to be 10 metres away here from the line. That's first tackle. Give it to Nathan Cleary. Cleary short ball into the line for Scotty Sorensen. I'm surprised he didn't knock that ball on, to be fair. Good on him to hold that ball. Out to Nathan Cleary. Cleary off to Isaiah Yo. This is where the big guns need to turn up here, Panthers. Against the ropes, these are the teams that premiership winning teams, these are the games that premiership winning teams do find a way to win, even if they don't even necessarily deserve it. Fourth tackle here, 4 metres away here from the line. Moses Leota, Freddie Lussick. Lussick at the back to Cleary. Cleary steps, and he'll be taken down to the 5, and he'll be out of the fifth tackle option. Fifth tackle now for the Panthers. Lussick, short ball. I don't know what the hell that was. Panthers, are we serious? That was horrific. That was horrific. Herbie Farmwood now gets his ball to the 10. I need that Cleary try. Oh, do you have him in a multi, do you? Second tackle for the Dolphins at their own 13. Well, they had Nathan Cleary out of the play because he ran on fourth. Well, he shouldn't be running that ball on fourth in that situation. Full well knowing that oh, jeez, he's nearly lost that ball there, Asako. Third tackle to 15. 14 minutes left to go here. Of one of the biggest, probably the biggest upset this season, I would say. Even though the Panthers lost last week, there was no correlation to this even existing in rugby league, this result. Bulldogs 1 existed. There was no correlation from what we've seen this year from both these teams that the Panthers should be losing this game to the Dolphins, especially being up 18-0 at half-time. And now Isaiah Katoa at the 45 kicks this ball down to the 15. But Dolphins deserve this. The Dolphins deserve to win this game. Brian To'o, he's going to take this ball to the 30 on first tackle. People were harping the Doggies last week, but I know the Panthers just sucked. Prove my point again this week. The Dogs did look good last week, though. It's not mutually exclusive. The Panthers played bad, but the Dogs also look pretty good. Second tackle, and Tom Jenkins to the 45 on third tackle. And Dylan Edwards gets this ball to the 45 now on fourth tackle. That Panthers is standing bloke as hard as a rock right now. Oh, it's a decent kick, but is it going to go too far? No, it's not. It's an awful kick. The Panthers right now they're struggling so badly. It's going to be a 7-tackle set now for the 7-tackle set coming up here for the Dolphins. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Cleary's only gotten like 15 points in the second half too, mind you, on Supercoach. Thomas, it's still anyone's game, but good to see no team is untouchable. Yeah, 100%. Oh, and it's a penalty against the Panthers too. Dude, they need to wake up to themselves immediately, otherwise they are going to lose this game. Oh my goodness. That is definitely a high tackle penalty. That is definitely a penalty. And it all started with that monumental effort from Herbie Farnworth. He's such a good player. Brenton says take the 2. That was 70 metres away, Brenton. That's the only problem. That's the only problem. A penalty would be huge for them because they would definitely be taking the 2 right now. So go out to the left-hand side to Saikatoa, and it's time for Jared to read the room. Second tackle here at the 33. 11.5 minutes to go here of the game. Bradley Schneider off to Hamiso taking out the 15 on third tackle. 11.5 minutes left. Third tackle, Dolphins. Avarillo, he gives it to Isai Katoa out the back to Tom Gilbert, and Gilbert's going to be fourth tackle at 13. You can see the try here, Panthers, and I don't know if you can come back in the game. They give it to Felice Kafusi, and Kafusi is going to be 4 metres away from the line. Fifth tackle. Score a try here. That'll be massive. Schneider, Katoa, Nikarima kicks it through. Edwards gets it. Oh, damn it. I would have loved to see the Dolphins get over there, but it'll be first tackle in with the Panthers at the 3. Even if you win this, you are not coming off scam alert. Fraud alert, sorry. Brian To'o gets taken down to the 1. Good intensity here from the Dolphins. And it's going to be third tackle, and they're only at the 5. This is great stuff here from the Dolphins. Just don't give away a penalty. There's an injury right now for Luke Garner. God bless him. 10 minutes left of the game here, folks. Hit that like button and subscribe if you're new around here. 10 minutes left. 4-point game. Luke Garner, I don't think there's a bad tackle here, is there? Oh. No, they're going to say it's fine. So they've reviewed and said this one's fine. Well, what's the difference between this one and the last one? I don't think the other one should have been called as a... Oh, Edwards is grabbing at his hammy there. No, I think he's okay. But he did grab at his hammy just then. And this is why we say there's 27 rounds in a season. Happy Farmer, the most improved player in the league last 2 years. But he's been great since he came in. The Panthers bring this ball out to the 30 now on fifth tackle. Can they win this right now? They're not showing any signs of a winning team as we speak. Nathan Cleary boots that ball down to the 15. It's a long kick, but it doesn't hit grass, and Hamiso brings it to the 30, to the 35. And it'll be first tackle now for the Dolphins at the 35. What a difficult season to tip rugby league, by the way. This is such a Horrific season for tipsters. Second tackle. Jacob Farillo gets through, taken down to the 38. To the Panthers, well, the Panthers don't usually have the massive stamina in the second half anyways, and maybe these conditions are even hurting it even more. Oh, bad mistake there from the Dolphins. No way is that play on. What? How have they said that that's play on? That ball ended up going like 5 metres forward. How did that get called play on? Fit tackle here at the 20. And if it wasn't, then it should have been a 6 again. No, for a Panther touching it. That doesn't even make sense. Isaiah Papali'i gets the ball here at the 10. That was so confusing. That was very, very clearly knock on. But anyway, Dylan Edwards brings this ball out here to the 15 on second tackle. Sportsbet is on track to record profits thanks in large to this year's NRL results. Knocked back in Wigan. Knocked back here too, apparently. The Panthers to the 30 on fourth tackle. Can we get all NRL refs to do a spatial reasoning assessment? Dude, it is horrific. Dylan Edwards, Alamotti. He'll be at the 45 on fifth tackle. Still not a great set here. 36 metres gain is not that fantastic, and Nathan Cleary has to put a bit of a scuff kick down, but it's going to hit on the bounce. It's going to be a 7-tackle set here again for the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins just go on and win this game. There's nothing the Panthers are doing to give you any confidence that they win it. Deary me. So, Dolphins 0 tackle at the 25. Penrith are actually defending themselves at this point. I think the Dolphins have been very solid in this second half, and they've deserved this lead, and they arguably deserve the win. But also, like, the Panthers have just completely fallen off a cliff in these last 2 weeks. From what we saw them as. Third tackle now at the 50. Felice Kafusi will roll it to Bradley Schneider. Schneider off to Nicarima. Just remember, this Dolphins team lost by 52. They were down 52-0 to Manly for their first win of the season, Manly, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, this Dolphins team lost 52-18 to Manly. Then they had the bye, and now they're up 22-18. Yikes, dude. 7 minutes to hold out here. Isaiah Katoa kicks this to the 10. Edwards will get it. It'll be first tackle now for the Panthers. This season is wild, Jozzy. It's wild. It's so exciting, man. Thomas Jenkins to the 15 on second tackle. They'll be taken back to the 10, though. Defense have outplayed them in the second half for sure. But also the Panthers have been their own worst enemies as well. Brian To'o to the 13 on third tackle. They're making absolutely no meters at all. Dylan Edwards on fourth tackle to the 27. They go to Brian to pull on a Motti, sorry, and they just can't even get inside the attacking half. Nathan Cleary slips over. They're going to run this ball. That Tungo goes out the left. That was a controversial pass, but they're going to say it's fine. Hamiso gets this ball at the 30, though. Oh, controversial pass, not to call it for, but okay. It was those Edwards errors that cost them earlier. It was the Edwards error. There was also a game-changing moment when the referee said there was no disruptor, and then the Dolphins ended up scoring a try off of the back. I think that was the Herbie Farmer try, wasn't it? I think it was. But either way, like, regardless, the Dolphins deserve this comeback because the Panthers have slipped off. Third tackle at the 45. Go to Hamiso. Well, 2 good games for Friday night. At least it makes up for yesterday's game. 2 good games here. The Edwards errors, and also Brian To'o hasn't been able to catch a ball to save his life today either. Herbie Farnworth gets to the 30 on fifth tackle. Come on, Dolphins, don't give it away now. You deserve this win. You deserve the win. Edwards, that arguably 1,000,000% should have been a penalty. But Brian To'o is going to get this ball to the 25 here. Miso just straight up took out Dylan Edwards just there, mind you. 0 tackles. They actually said it was a knock-on from Miso, but he's just straight up taken out Dylan Edwards just then. First tackle with the Panthers at the 35. It's something slight that goes their way, though, that gives them better field position. This will be the first time they're going to be in the attacking half for a while. A big offload there from Isaiah Papali'i, then off to Thomas Jenkins. Jenkins in the attacking half. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my goodness me, taken down to the 30. It's second tackle. Don't give it away now, Dolphins. Don't give it away now, Dolphins. Dylan Edwards goes out to the right to Nathan Cleary. Cleary to Isaiah Yeo. Hold out, Dolphins. Isaiah Yeo breaks it gets the offload away. They're killing with offloads right now. It's Alamotti. It's Alamotti. He'll be taken down to the 10 on third tackle. Oh, my goodness me. Hold out, Dolphins. Third tackle at the 10. They give it to Nathan Cleary. Cleary gets it all the way across into Blaise Salungi. Blaise Salungi then cuts it across his eye. Papa Lee. Thomas Jenkins. Oh, my gosh. They're going to score. Oh, my gosh. It's 22-22 with the kid to come. Out of nowhere, the Panthers have just scored in the corner, and we've got a conversion to potentially win the game over the Panthers. The first chance they've had in the second half and they've scored. What the fuck, Dolphins? Like, they've had nothing in the second half, the Panthers. Absolutely nothing. If they find a way to win this game, despite how bad they've played in this second half, that is a sign of a premiership winning team, because you're not always going to have it go your way. You don't even deserve to win this game. The Dolphins deserve to hold out in this game, but if they find a way to still win this game despite what we've seen in the second half, that is, you're staying on fraud alert, but also people who watch sport on a regular, on a very consistent level every single week know that championship teams win games where they look like shit. Like, this would break the Dolphins' hearts, because I genuinely believe they deserve this win. But the Panthers, if they find a way to win it, you know what I'm saying, and that's Jenkins' second try. Panthers are a shit show, they might still lose. I can't believe that they're potentially about to take the lead here. Yeah, 16 tries now for Milky Jenkins. Great stuff. Tylan says Dolphins defense lets them down once again. Absolutely. But it's a big kick. We've got some moron on the field. Get off the field, bro. In a moment like this, get off the field, moron. Get off the field, moron. With 4 minutes 18 to go, wrong time to streak, man. Come on, man. We just want to watch the finishing of this game. Get off the field, moron. 4 minutes and 18 seconds to go here of the game. It is tied at 22-22. Nathan Cleary from as far left as you can possibly get on the touchline. Get off the field, you broken condom is crazy. That's crazy, Daz. Nathan Cleary. Is he clutch up in this moment? You know he's a clutch player. Close on equals small dick. Big kick here. Massive kick here. Still waiting. Alright, he's shaping up. Big kick. Nathan Cleary from the sideline. He's missed it by a mile. That is very unlike Nathan Cleary. That was an awful kick. So it stays 22-22. We may be about to get an extra time here, lads. What a crazy day of rugby league. That's not a streaker, that's just another local going to the shops. Can't blame the weather either, GT Monster. He wanted to keep that 1 pointer, that's why. The thing is, Brenton, is that you can't blame the weather, but it does track with how the Panthers typically play, because they usually put all their emphasis into the first half and then will slightly fall away in the second half. So the Dolphins get this ball off, Panthers will get this ball at the 5, and they do regress in the second half, right? So with that, with the humidity of this game, it does enhance that, which is, I guess, what we've seen, but they've still found a way to potentially even win the game despite that, despite being absolutely total in the second half. Polalamotti brings the ball to the 20 on second tackle, so I do think it does enhance the typical style that we see from the Panthers over the last year, but it's still not an excuse. It's their own stamina problems. It just is their own stamina problems. So they go to Isaiah Yeo, and Isaiah Yeo brings it out of the 35 on 4 tackle. Tommy says Cleary wants more time to pass Herbie on fantasy. He's above him on Supercoach by quite a bit. Fit tackle now at the 50. And they give it to Nathan Cleary, who puts that ball up in the air. The chase through is strong, but the Dolphins will get it through someone Cobbo. You're always worried when Cobbo's the one catching it, but it's first tackle over the Dolphins. They've got a Saka who can kick a field goal. The Panthers, we all know who can kick a field goal for them. And Miso brings the ball to the 25 on second tackle. I was talking about the streaker. Oh, okay, fair enough. I do think the humidity does impact the emphasis on what we see from the Panthers, but it's still not an excuse because both teams are playing in the same conditions. Fourth tackle, Isaiah Katoa. He'll go to Nikorima. Nikorima to Happy Farnworth. Farnworth taken down to the 50. Ever since his try, they have locked him down quite well to prevent him getting away. It's Katoa, and he's going to put that ball up. Edwards has not been safe at the back today, and they're going to let that ball bounce, and Jenkins will come up with it at the 10. And he's going to run this ball straight to the 15, to the 20, the 25. Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. It's a penalty to the Panthers, but no, Jenkins is grabbing at his knee. No, please don't tell me this is a bad long-term injury. It's a penalty here to the Panthers, but Jenkins is complaining about his knee. You hate to see anyone grabbing at the knee. God bless him. Oh, he's definitely come on the back of his legs there. The Dolphins have done this multiple times today. It's just reports. So how is the original one from Nikorima a bin, but yet this same thing on multiple other tackles is this one's just a penalty. One of them wasn't even a penalty, and one of them was a sin bin. The NRL's just all over the shop, bro. The NRL's just all over the shop in regards to these calls. Well, Nathan Cleary is going to get a great chance from right in front here, and he's going to be like 20 metres out. Isaiah Papali'i, he is at the 40 on first tackle. I just don't understand how the NRL come to its conclusion in regards to what's a bin, what's a penalty, what's not a penalty, when it's all been the same shit. Second tackle, all different outcomes. They go to Nathan Cleary, clear at the back into Edwards. Edwards goes right to Polaramotti, and Alamotti is at the 20 on third tackle. When are they going to go with a field goal? They're 20 metres out. Nathan Cleary then gets this ball across here to the grass, and Jenkins will drop the ball, and it's going to be a knock-on. Why are they throwing the ball around like crazy? All you do is play through the middle. There's a minute and a half to go here. You're literally 30 metres out with 3 tackles in hand. Why are you spreading the ball out wide? Run the ball up the middle, and then take the field goal. That's absurd behaviour from the Panthers. They should know that well more than we know that. Why on earth would you try to play that out like that? I know you're trying to go for the try, but also you've got a perfect opportunity to steal the game when you probably don't even deserve the game. You've got a perfect opportunity to steal back the game, and then you decide to chance the arm with a try when you had a field goal situated right up for you with the best field goal kicker in the game. So they go to the right to Canelli Lemielu. And he'll be at the 35 now in second tackle. 53 seconds to go here of the game. Otherwise, we are going to extra time. They give it to Finifuiaki, and Finifuiaki to the 40. Isako has got a long boot in him. Isako can kick a long-range field goal if necessary. They give it to Sakatoa, to Nikorima, at the back end of Hamiso. Hamiso to Happy Farnworth, and Happy Farnworth punches off one. Oh, that was close. Oh, he's going to lose that ball. He's going to lose that ball here. No, he's caught it. Okay, well, the Dolphins probably aren't going to get a field goal opportunity, though. It'll be from, like, literally 50 metres out. They throw the ball back in Hamiso at the 45 on his own side of the field. They're at the 50. They're going to have to take this from 60 metres out. There's no way he's getting this. If he gets this is the greatest field goal of all time, they're going to allow him an opportunity at it. And it's going to land down at the 10. Jenkins, it will bounce. The last play of the game before extra time. Jenkins runs it, gets it to the 30, and we're going to extra time, lads. Well, we go to extra time here. 22-22. Wow. Bucks has just run it straight. You need a field goal, not a try. The Panthers blew a golden opportunity. They would have been quite literally 10 metres out if they just had to run the ball straight, and they could have passed it back to the 30 for Nathan Cleary and given him plenty more space. They were right in front. They had the perfect opportunity, and then decided to play it out. Makes no sense to me. But anyway, tie game, extra time, 22-22. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. We've got 3 games tomorrow. Warriors, Titans, Rabbitohs, Dragons, and also the Broncos versus the Tigers. We'll be live for all of it, so we'll see you then. But we are not done here with this game. It was halftime, 18-0 to the Panthers. At the end of the game, it is 22-22, and now we get to see. If one of these two teams can just, this is going to take a lot of them out of it, a lot out of these two teams with this humidity for next week. So if you're playing one of these two teams next week, you'd be loving this. You'd be absolutely loving it. You'd be absolutely loving this. Who do you think wins from here? Comment in the chat. Tension is high, man. What a finish we've got. Absolutely. You can tell that they're both completely knackered. And I think the Dolphins won the toss. So if you don't know how Golden Point works, guys, if you're new to rugby league, it's 5 minutes each half. Whoever scores first wins the game. That's it. In finals, it's extra time. But in the regular season, it is golden points. So whoever scores the first point, whether it be a penalty, whether it be a try, whether it be a field goal, doesn't matter. Whoever scores the first point wins. If there is no points scored at the end of this 10 minutes, it will be a draw. Now, that will benefit the Dolphins with their points differential. That will benefit them massively with their points differential. The Panthers would absolutely despise that. Would absolutely despise a draw here. Especially considering that would mean that the Tigers would... Well, Tigers would jump them either way right now. Tigers are desperate for the Panthers to lose this game. Desperate. Warriors are licking their lips playing the Dolphins next week. They are, with how much energy is going into this game. Is that a Friday night game too? Someone needs to slap Cleary to wake up right now. I just can't believe they didn't just set up for a field goal. I cannot believe they didn't just set up for a field goal just then. It's astounding to me, man. It's actually astounding to me. Saturday, okay, fair enough. All right, the Panthers will kick it off here to the Dolphins, who will receive at the 2. Who's got more energy? Who's got more stamina? And great run there from Francis Moeller, who runs it so tough back to the 20. They go to the left-hand side, and they'll be at the 30 now. Good post contact there. He just keeps pushing those legs there, Lamelu. They're at the 30. Saikato, oof, close to 4 pass. Be careful. Dolphins Golden Point record played 5-1-2, lost 3. They go to the right. It's Saikatoa. Saikatoa underneath here to Tommy Gilbert, and Gilbert's going to be at the 42 on 4 tackle. A penalty or a 6 again at this point would be brutal for either team. Do not give it away. We saw an extra time the other week go down because of a penalty. Avarillo to the 45. I don't think you risk a field goal here. I don't think you risk it from this far out. I think you just kick this ball down into the corner, and that's exactly what a Saikatoa does. They put the pressure on the Panthers here. They put the pressure on. Oh, Dolphins knocked the ball onto the 20, so it's going to be 0 tackle here no, they're just going to call it a knock-on, double knock-on, so Panthers will get the ball here at the 20. Dolphins are going to challenge this. Why? Why are they challenging this? Oh, they're challenging first knock-on. I thought they were saying they didn't knock it on at all. Should be an easy slot here for Cleary. Well, why? He's not there. They're not in the attacking range. Who touches this? It's definitely going to be Dolphins touch first. Tom Gilbert's definitely going to touch this ball first. Oh, maybe not, actually. He may not touch this first here, Gilbert. This might go straight through his hands. Oh, surely it touches. It's going to be hard to overturn this. It's going to be really hard to overturn this, but... Oh, man, you have to assume it... Is there enough evidence to overturn this? But I actually don't think he's touched this. I actually don't think... Oh, it's going to be inconclusive. That's so rough for the Dolphins because I don't think Tom Gilbert touches that. I don't think he does, but they don't have the angles to prove that he doesn't. Wowee. Straight to the breadbasket. Yeah, I don't think he touched that, Gilbert. So the Panthers are going to get extremely lucky. But also, it is inconclusive because you can't for 100% for sure go against the on-field call. But geez, it's very lucky for the Panthers because otherwise that would have been Dolphins setting up right in front 20 metres out and they wouldn't have been playing out of the wing. Second tackle. They're going to be at the 30 on their own side of the field. They're struggling for meters here, the Panthers. 3.5 minutes left of half-time until half-time of extra time. Oh, close to 4 passes well there from the Panthers. 4 tackle at the 40. Now off to Isaiah Yeo, and Isaiah Yeo will bring it to the 50. They're not going for no field goal right now, the Panthers. They're going to be kicking this one down as hard as they can. Nathan Cleary just puts that one up. And good pressure here from the Panthers and slap Selwyn Cobbo at the 20. Good pressure there from, I think that's Luke Garner and Paul Alamotti. First tackle for the Dolphins. Hamiso, he's going to bring it out to the 25 on second tackle. Neither team right now has got the momentum here. Oh, good work here from Herbie Farnworth. And Herbie Farnworth nearly gets through. He'll be at the 45 on third tackle. Needed a run like that from Herbie. That will set them up for potentially a field goal attempt. They go out to Jermaine Sako, but Sako's going to be at the 45 on fourth tackle. They're past the halfway point. The Dolphins are going to get a prime opportunity here. It's not going to be amazing. It's still going to be a long distance. I don't even know if they do it. I don't know if you risk it here because you'll have to kick it from about 50 metres away and you risk like a charge down. They are going for the Sakatoa. Oh, he's missed it. That was actually a sweet kick too. Oh, it was a sweet kick too, and he's just slightly missed it there. So it's a 7-tackle setting for the Panthers. That's a nightmare outcome from a pretty good hit. I actually thought that was going in. 7-tackle set now for the Panthers. It's going to be 0 at the 30. How close was that? Because that had well and truly the distance. Oh, the wind just sneaks it away late. First tackle now for the Panthers at the 38. He lighted up the boot. That was a really big boot. Yeah, they've got the wind at their backs, but the wind just slightly swept it away late. It was a good connection. They give it to Nathan to Kalani going. Nathan Cleary is Ipapali'i. It's going to be third tackle to 45. They're going to be within range of Cleary, but the wind is against them. So it's going to be difficult for him. Nathan Cleary, short ball to Luke Garner, fourth tackle to 38. They're going to have a chance here. Minute 14 to go. They go Nathan Cleary. Cleary off to Isaiah, and Isaiah runs his ball to the 30. They're going to get a chance here for Nathan Cleary and the Panthers from about 40 metres out. It's going to be a tough kick, though. They go to Nathan Cleary, 35 metres away. He puts it up. That's charged down for the Dolphins. Who's going to get it? Edwards knocks it back. Ipapali'i gets it. Oh, no. Ipapali'i... Oh my gosh, it's Ipapali'i. You're so lucky Isaac Tungo didn't knock that ball on. He's away here, Isaac Tungo. He's at the 30. He's 30 metres out. He's still going here. He's still going here. Oh, Isaac Tungo 13 metres out even the line. I can't believe Ipapali'i offloaded that ball just then, but they get super lucky. Alamotti taking down 2 minutes away here from the line. Second tackle, 30 seconds to go here of Golden Point, first half. They give it out to Nathan Cleary at the 10. Here goes across now to Blaise Talangi. Talangi's going to step. They're going to set up right in front here. 8 metres out. Do you take it right now with 20 seconds to go here? Do you take it right now? They do. Nathan Cleary right in front. He steps around him. He gets a free shot. And he will smack it in. Nathan Cleary will kick the field goal. And that is a wild finish to the game. Nathan Cleary will smack in the field goal from right in front. It was good pressure there to stop him from his early field goal opportunity. But then as soon as they missed that first field goal opportunity, they made the play and they blocked him off. He steps around him, composes himself, and Nathan Cleary kicks the field goal, and that's what he does. What a game. And the Panthers... I'm sorry, you're not coming off fraud alert, but you winning a game like this, where you were shithouse in the second half, but that is a sign of a championship team when you've played like shithouse and you still find a way to win. That is what championship teams do. It's all well and good winning by 50 points. It's all well and good by scoring lots of points, but if you're going to be a championship team, you need to win games that you're not necessarily the best in. And that's what they've done here today. Terminox says, what a game and what a duel on fans between Cleary and Herbie. That's sad for Finns. They gave it their all. Yeah, you feel sorry for the Finns because they were down 18-0 at half time. They rocketed back in. The Panthers were losing 22-18 with 3 minutes to go. And then Thomas Jenkins finds a way to score in the corner. They missed the kick, got extra time, and the Panthers were just able to hold it out. Obviously, the charge down. This is the issue with charge downs, right? Because charge downs actually ultimately screw you a lot in extra time and in golden points, because it's a big play to prevent the field goal, and you have to make the play at trying to charge down. But if you do that, you give them a repeat set, and now they're a repeat set, fresh set of 6 from 50 metres out or 40 metres out. It's a big risk because if you get the ball, it's amazing play. and you're going to be on the attack very quickly and the momentum's with you. So it's a very 50-50. You need to do it, but also it's such a risk. But also if it comes off, you're going to have the ball in a great position yourself and the momentum's going to be there. But it does screw you more often than not, unfortunately. It does screw you more often than not. What a game. Casey says not going to call that knock on. I don't think that Isaac Tungo touched it with his hands. I think it came off of his ankles. Papali'i is just extremely lucky that Tungo, I don't believe, touched it with his hands. But also, if we're going to talk about horrific calls, like there's been like the disruptor call against the that wasn't called against the Dolphins that led to their first try was incredible. There was just the hypocrisy in this game from the officiating was incredible. We had 3 hip drops in this game. One was called a sin bin, one was called just a penalty, and one was called nothing. But they were all effectively the exact same thing. The inconsistency in the NRL from officiating is just absolutely incredible. It is mind-blowing stuff to see the 3 ways that pretty much the same tackle. The first one ultimately is a bin because of the injury itself to Mitch Kenny. And God bless Mitch Kenny. It's got nothing to do with Mitch Kenny, but the injury shouldn't apply to the severity of what you cop in the game. It should be based off of what actually the tackle was. It should be based individually on the tackle itself. But they call one a bin, they call one just a penalty, and they call one nothing. And then you go to the inconsistency in regards to the disruptor call. The Dolphins basically scored their first try off the back of a disruptor not being called against them when Jermaine Asako quite clearly does pull out from going for the ball mid-air. He does actually pull out from his arms, relax, he's not going for the ball, and he does come into contact with Dylan Edwards. It should have been a penalty based on the consistency. How can you call Gehamad Shibasaki one last week for the Broncos? How can you call that one? And how can you call the Robert Toya one, but then you don't call this one here this week? It's inconsistency, and the officiating is all over the shop. But either way, this game was great. It's great to see the fight from the Dolphins here. It's a rough loss because they're still going to be down in a bit, around that bottom 4 right now. Actually, I think this will keep them above the Raiders for sure, and it should definitely keep them... Well, it doesn't necessarily come above the Titans. If the Titans do win... They're going to minus 22. The Dolphins are going to be on minus 27. So if the Titans do win, the Dolphins will actually be dropping down into 13th position. And that's pretty much the lowest that they can go. But yeah, it is really rough for the Dolphins because they fought hard in that second half, and you've got to give them that credit. Jake says Dolphins rob Tungo knock on Jack Hogger 4 pass. No, Jake said there's been the Dolphins scored their first try off the back of a bad call against the Panthers as well. I know people hate the Panthers and they want to see the Panthers lose, but like there was some really inconsistent calls in this game as well. Really inconsistent calls against the Panthers. But it's not like they had to beat the refs, and I don't think the Dolphins had to beat the refs, but also the Dolphins' first half was shithouse. The Dolphins' second half was great. They weren't good enough in extra time. With the Panthers, their first half was great. Their second half was shithouse, and they were the better team in extra time. I'm not going to go with this coping of the Dolphins were robbed because there were bad calls against both teams in this game. And it all started off when Herbie Farmer scored that try on the back of that no disruptor call. Jared says, with the bin, we could see Nicarima miss next week due to the injury for Kenny. But that's the thing. It shouldn't be about the injury. It should be about the actual tackle itself. The injury from it should have no impact on it. And again, God bless Mitch Kenny, but the injury should not be the deciding factor of a length of time out, in my personal opinion. Brad says, fair few schooners will be sunk after this sweat fest. Oh, dude, they're gonna get an early night tonight, the Panthers, that's for sure. Jeremy says, Tungo knocks on brother and Dolphins robbed. Yeah, you guys, you can cope what you like in regards to hate on the Panthers, guys, because the fact that you're only targeting the Panthers and you're not looking at the beneficial calls the Dolphins received today, no one wants to respect that the Panthers, even though they look shithouse, that they still found a way to win. They still found a way to win. The Dolphins score tries on the back of bad calls too. If you say that Isaac Tungo touches it with his hands, which I doubt it, I thought it came off of his ankles. But if you say that it did, okay, fine. But to completely invalidate the win here for the Panthers in extremely tough conditions here for both these teams, you've got to respect both these teams. But to completely invalidate it and say that the Dolphins were robbed is crazy considering the context of what we've seen in this game too. Can we not just respect the game for what it was? Can we not just respect it for what it was? The refs had no idea from both sides, but nobody was robbed. I would have preferred to see the Dolphins win today because it would have been an amazing upset, would have been awesome. But I also give them full credit for bouncing back from a 52-18 loss to Manly 2 weeks ago, having the bye, and then coming out and putting every bit of effort into this. This is a good sign for the Dolphins in regards to returning to some form. They're still not in form right now, but they play the Warriors next week, and that's going to be a really tough one for them. Now, I'm not taking them off a fraud alert for that little dark fight, especially after that second half, but I preferred to see them win in a close one where they didn't necessarily deserve it than seeing them get an absolute blowout. The drama of it all brought out an awesome finish for the game. The fight was there. It was a great game. It was a great game. Honestly, I think the Panthers were better in the first half and lucky in the second half. Or Sherlock Holmes over here. Sherlock Holmes. Frank says, what does fraud alert mean? Well, it means that we're kind of on alert there, frauds. I have Panthers to win the comp, and I've said Panthers to win the comp all year. Pre-season, I thought the Roosters would be a lot better, but I did have Panthers in second anyway, which effectively puts them in the grand final with the Roosters. But regardless of the Bulldogs game last week, I still have the Panthers to win the comp. But they showed signs of fraud alert last week, and they definitely showed it here tonight, but I'm still very confident in them. Tom says, Dolphins robbed because the wind caused the field goal to miss. See, how frustrating was that? Like, Isaiah Katoa hits it sweetly, but unfortunately, it just slightly missed to the left-hand side. Lily says, the inconsistencies will be consistent for both teams. Unfortunately, yes, the inconsistencies of the game of rugby league and were consistent for both teams. But that does not then justify consistency. That does not then justify it. But yes, the comment is correct that the inconsistency was consistent for both these teams. But the biggest issue that you're going to face here is that people don't like the Panthers and people like the upset and would have wanted the underdog to win this game. And they will hone in on that call there for Isaac Tungo. And I still debate whether it actually touched his hands. I thought it came off his ankles as he was trying to get it. But, I could be proven wrong there. And if it's a bad call by the referees, completely understandable and valid. But also the other calls need to come into question too in regards to the inconsistency that went against the Panthers that actually allowed the Dolphins to go on their run in the first place. So it's like if you are going to criticise this, you have to criticise that. But people will not do that because they hate that team and they don't mind this team and they would prefer the underdog. People will target this, they won't target this, and they'll go and blame the referees only on behalf of one team. That's just how, for some reason, our game goes. The women's the best defensive player this match. Can't wait till tomorrow up the Titans. All right, guys, I'm going to jump off here. What a game. What a day of rugby league. Storm, Raiders in a belter, and Storm lost 5 in a row now. And the Raiders get back into the winner's circle. That went down to the final seconds as well. And in this game, obviously, extra time. What an absolute belter it ended up being when it looked like it could have been a fizzler at half-time. But 23-22, Panthers do stay on top. Tigers fans would be spewing because they were sniffing first place with a win against the Broncos, but now they can't do it, unfortunately for them. But yeah, I was entertained. It did look like it was going to be a fizzler, Steve-O, in the first half, but the second half definitely lit it up, and then extra time was great fun. But guys, tomorrow we'll have for all 3 games. Titans versus Warriors. Obviously, that'll be a very passionate stream, as I am a Titans fan, so do understand that stream will be very different, and it'll be extremely passionate behind the Titans against the Wards. And then we will have the second game, which is the Dragons versus the Rabbitohs, and then the third game is going to be the Tigers versus the Broncos. So we'll be live for all 3 of those. We'll also be live on Sunday. Who are the 2 games on Sunday? We've got Bulldogs versus the Eels, and who's the other game? Bulldogs versus the Eels. And Newcastle versus someone? Who's the Sunday games? Newcastle Roosters. Yeah, okay, with the Sharks on the bye. So anyway, guys, we'll see you tomorrow for all 3 of those games. Obviously, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed today's streams, because I definitely did, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya.